Hello? Hello, my very yellow fellows. Multiple. Multitude, large lots, many lots, much many. Hi! Hope you're well, hope you're swell, hope you're dandy. Hope you didn't miss me too much. Probably lower this music. There we are. Yeah. So, maybe not the ideal background music to have for the finale of the game, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But yes, we're going back to where we got it from, got it through, got it to it, work it harder, make it better, do it faster, make it stronger. So, you know, we're here now. Yeah, no, I'm very much looking forward to this. Or, well, this is the finale, so, like, who knows? Maybe this will be a shorter stream. It's like, we're basically near the end, right? We're more or less figuring out the whole story, the whole truth of, like, what happened with the incident, right? So, yeah, lots of fun. If we do end up being able to finish early, I will most likely probably be doing something in between afterwards for personal reasons. But yeah, no, I'm not here to hold y'all here hostage any longer, dude. I'm jumping right to it. I am jumping us right into it. Oh, wait, I need to close Filmora. No, we don't need to save that. It's fine. No, Filmora, fuck off. You don't need to be up here. No, I don't need a free trial. I got everything I need. Stop. Okay, there we go. Right. So. Good old turnabout for the ages. Do let me know if you hear the fan in the background, though. I am, like, airing the place out a little bit because it's incredibly hot, and I'm trying to keep up the air conditioning so that I don't fucking die of a lot of things. That I don't die of a lot of things. But yeah, I'm 6. A big building, empty lot. Betty! Sean. He was my dad? Yeah, I don't forgot what voice I already forgot what voice I gave Sean, but I feel like it might be good to, like, go with a young teen Gohan. Ish, I don't know. It can't have been easy learning the truth about his father's identity. Someone unexpected. And too late to ever get to know him. Not hard to try to find him. Sean. I get it. He's the president. He had a lot more to think about than just me. But he was right there in front of me. Right there on the set. So why? Why didn't he just say something? Why didn't he tell me who he was? I'm sorry, Sean. I'm so sorry. Aww. It's such a sad fucking sprite for them both, man. Poor Gavel. It's not your fault, Mom. It's mine. If I hadn't broken my promise to you, that fire would have never happened, and you wouldn't have. I've ruined everything. Everything. It's all my fault. I even ruined your flowers. Sean, please, you mustn't blame yourself. Just try to be here. Me. Just for a little while. The bond between parent and child, as symbolized by the lion lily. I'm no expert, but it's native to Zhangfa. I know that much at least. Sadly, we don't have the luxury of dwelling on such things just now. I know it might seem insensitive, Agent Lang, but sentimentality won't help us here. We need to focus on what we can. We need to focus on what we can do about the case before us. You're right. I believe we've learned all we need to about what happened back then for now. How did it all line up? Excuse me.
How did it all line up with your father's theories about the case?
Oh no. He took those to the grave with him. He never shared his thoughts with anybody. There's no way of knowing what he figured out.
What about your own thoughts? Are you feeling any more positive in light of what have we learned from case reconstruction? Are we any closer to learning what really happened 12 years ago?
You know, I think we might be. My father's footsteps are starting to become clear. Now all we need to do is follow them. All the way to the truth.
Alright, so we're debating with Lang to figure out the truth. So it's just literally just a debate. We're not actively fighting him, we're just debating. Real story of the SS5 incident.
The president went to the orphanage that night, that much we know for sure. The Tarsar story proves it. Must have gone there to meet with Emily Fenn. Except he was kidnapped. And now and Aldown happened to see it. If Aldown hadn't been there, there wouldn't have been a murder. Just a kidnapping. Instead, they had to move his body to the planters and stage that photo to throw everybody off the scent.
So that's our current theory, is it?
Okay. Seems about right.
There's something I still don't understand.
There is.
This. Why risk staging the picture? They would have had to force the president to play along. What if he hadn't?
It's a good question. But we may be closer to discovering the answer than we think. We'll just have to get there one deduction at a time.
Yeah, I guess we will. Alright, deduce away.
Okay, we'll start with the SS5 incident. I just went to the orphanage that night, that much we know for sure.
Hold it!
What?
Nothing should be taken for granted at this stage. We need to treat even the seemingly certain with caution.
Can we really be sure that the president went to the orphanage? I get it. You want evidence?
It's a nice change of pace for people asking you to show them proof, huh, Mr. Edwards?
There's no need to actually say it out loud, okay?
So we're supposed to prove that he must have gone there to meet with Emily Fenn.
The blushing. It has a recording device concealed inside it, correct?
It does. And it was used by Sean's mother, Amelie.
Emily. To record a message asking the president to meet her at the orphanage at midnight.
Whoa! You're finishing each other's sentences now. What a team! You two will peel away the layers of the truth like an onion, I'm sure of it.
You do realize there's nothing underneath all the layers of an onion, don't you, okay? Could you try to say something a little less unfortunate sounding?
You two will peel away the layers of the truth like the skin of a wolf. I'm sure of it.
He said less unfortunate sounding. I'll continue. Except he was kidnapped, and Aldown happened to see it.
Okay.
Could we go over the details once again? Mr. Aldown saw the president being kidnapped from right by the orphanage.
He was standing next to the snowman.
The murderer crept up behind him, grabbed a brick, and...
Ow! Ah!
Calm down, Kay. We're simply verifying our understanding of events.
Yeah, well, that little outburst just blew my understanding out of my ears. I know we have to go over all this again, but can we do it less dramatically?
Really? Fine. I'm happy to keep answering if you're happy to keep asking.
Had it been there wouldn't have been a murder, just a kidnapping.
Hold it!
If Mr. Aldown hadn't been there, huh? It's an interesting suggestion. Can't you explain?
There's not a whole lot to explain. He saw the kidnapping, so he's murdered. If he hadn't been there, maybe the kidnapping could have happened without any blood being spilled.
But could it?
Makes it sound as if it was Mr. Aldown's fault he was murdered.
That's not what Agent Lang is saying, okay? What it means is that Mr. Aldown was the only person who died at the orphanage that night.
Well, of course he was. They kidnapped the president and everything. But the ransom was paid and he came home safely, right?
She's right, of course. But why does something bother me about that? I think it might be worth taking a look at all the evidence.
To move his body to the planter's stage voted for the opposite sense. There wouldn't have been a murder, just a kidnapping. But no. The murder 12 years ago. The blood. What is it? All down.
Objection!
No. I still got it fresh in my mind. Don't worry about it.
Objection. You're saying there would have been no murder if Mr. Aldown had witnessed the kidnapping. But is that really the case? Why wouldn't it be? Their main aim was to abduct the president, right? So if there had been a witness present, they wouldn't have needed to murder anybody. And yet it remains possible that Mr. Aldown wasn't the only person killed that night. Excuse me. There was a large pool of blood between the planters, but Mr. Aldown was murdered over by the snowman. It can't have belonged to him. What if all that blood by the planters belonged to somebody else? Come on, Mr. Prosecutor. You do realize what you're saying, don't you? I do. It's hard to believe. I'll be the first to admit it. But it's what the evidence suggests. Not just one person was killed here 12 years ago, but two. You're saying they covered up a whole separate murder? But whose? Who else is killed that night? Whoever covered up this other homicide did so very skillfully indeed. They even seemed to have been able to avoid it being mentioned in the files. Well, they didn't quite get rid of everything. There were pieces of evidence from 12 years ago that they never managed to erase.
This clearly shows that something else happened that night. It's the drawing of the child.
Take that!
Excelsior's winner tried to shroud the existence of the other murder in darkness. But there was one piece of evidence he wasn't able to suppress. Thanks to the efforts of your father, Agent Lack. My father? Cast your mind back, if you will. Something else was hidden along with all the other evidence from the crime scene. The existence of the child who set the fire in front of the orphanage. But why would Chairman Winner wish to erase him from the record? Because he saw something he should not have. That's why.
You did? What was it?
It's right here in this picture. Picture my father kept. I think we can all agree that the president on the right, that's the president on the right hand side. And that the Torosaurus toy that's hand. Who is that standing across from him? Why, it's Body Armor Cadus. Eastern robes and a black dog. That can only be Body Armor Cadus.
What? The creepy assassin guy?
And what would a hired killer be doing in the presence of a president? I can think of only one thing. That's right, it wasn't a kidnapping that occurred here 12 years ago. It was an assassination. And what a Lagarde and Chairman Winner were.
Wait, what? Who's? Oh, wait, that was Kate.
What a guard and Chairman Winner were.
Yes, I think they were complicit. More than complicit, in fact. One provided the venue for the killing, and the other suppressed the testimony of the child who witnessed. Mr. Aldown was murdered because what he witnessed was actually an assassination. And not the kidnapping he thought it to be at all.
Do you think I'm an idiot? How could the president have died 12 years ago? We only found his body this morning. It was alive and well until just recently.
Yeah, we even met him.
Indeed. We have a president killed 12 years ago and a president killed in the last 48 hours. Two presidents, in other words.
Right, which is completely impossible.
Or is it? I think it's entirely possible for there to be two presidents. In fact, that would explain a lot. Rosa would have it, I still respect him. If I might be a big country, but he held that place together. President H. Lang spoke of as a noble, capable leader. Oh no, President Mask is well and truly slipped. Entirely unlike the man we met. It really did seem as if they were two completely different people. But how could one country have two presidents? What could explain a situation like that? That is how it was possible for there to be two presidents.
One was a body double. Hello, Generosity!
One of the two was a body double. Tell me that doesn't make sense. A body double? President Wang was a man of great power and influence in Zhengfa, a figure on the world stage. There must have been countless attempts at his life over the years, such as the one at Gorge Lake only a few days ago.
It's true, there were more than a few assassination attempts. That doesn't mean I'm about to accept that there was more than one president. Not without proof.
Any proof that there was more than one president? More than one president. Prove that we have more than one president. Yeah, with all down saw. Not too sure. No. Security camera footage? Miss Part statement. IS evidence in a case file. No. John's rehearsal tape. Yep, scenes photo. President Wang's autopsy report. Rough 5th. Cause of death. Crushing. I would not have known. Called you out. Well, I've never played the series though. I own the original trilogy. Hey, yo, fair. No, he is calling me out definitely, but I don't fully remember what would prove that there would be multiple of them. I can only assume that we do have in fact proof, but I don't really know what it would be. Langley is given to President Wang by Judge Gavelle, recovered from on top of his body by Sean. Because, okay, we want to prove that somehow there was more than one president. But how do we do that? Because the drawing again? That wouldn't make sense. He's got the horn and he's got that, but the plushie itself, maybe? Fell down, photograph, no. That wouldn't make sense. Because, like, okay. This is incident case file. Soul Witness was murdered. Occurred on February 10th, 12 years ago. President of Zhengfa was kidnapped and ransomed for $100 million. Visited the President's embassy until midnight confirmed. President's embassy confirmed at midnight. Prosecutor charged as a winner for kill a guard. President Wang was supposed to meet Emily Fenn at the orphanage at midnight. Was supposed to meet her at midnight. But where was he actually killed, though? Maybe the case file? Oh, wait. So, right. Hold on. The prejudice, it was at embassy until midnight, confirmed by Dalong Lang. But he was supposed to meet Amelie at the orphanage at midnight. So how could he be at midnight in two places, right? Ooh, clever.
I don't think he's noticed the contradiction staring him in the face. Or is he just unable to accept it?
What's the matter, Mr. Prosecutor?
You're pretty quiet all of a sudden. In our OnlyFans recording, she asked the president to be at the orphanage at midnight. But it shouldn't have been possible for him to be there at that time.
Huh? How come?
Because it was supposedly still at the embassy. With your father, Agent Lang. You had noticed. The only way he could have been in two places at once is if there were two of them.
Ow!
I'm sorry. I love the fact that I hate the fact that I'm howling, but I'm not. I'm doing it for the craft, damn it.
So the real president, that was the one who...
Died 12 years ago. I think it might have been.
But why? And who? Who'd have hired Cadus to murder the president?
In order to figure that out, we'll need to look again at the piece of evidence we recently discovered was a fake. The fake evidence. What was it again?
The fake piece of evidence. Well, The fake piece of what do we have? The fake evidence from 12 years ago? The photograph, right? Because technically this is a fake because this happened after his murder, but like that was already what happened.
Take that.
The picture taken with Mr. Aldown's camera was staged sometime after his murder. And Mr. Aldown was murdered because he witnessed the president's assassination. In other words, the photograph too must have been taken after the real president's death. So who is the president in the staged photograph? The body double. Nothing else makes sense. I believe the president's double had him killed so that he could take his place permanently. And Excelsior's winner and Fifi Lagarde helped him do it.
Wait, you don't even have a body to support your theory! Are you telling me it magically disappeared?
No. In fact, we know exactly where he wound up. The president's body was here the whole time.
Here the whole time. Here the whole time. Here the whole time. Here the whole time. Where? Here where? Here where? Where is here? Where was it? Wait. Am I just pulling the... Is that what they buried? Hold on. Because remember, he had like instructions to like find something to... so do your bit to retrieve the package we laid to rest 12 years ago. I'm sure it's still right in front of the planter where we left it. In front of the planter, right? So... the hole that he dug up, right? Ah! Was either that or like the questioning testimony, right? So like, or the note that she gave.
Chairman Winner dug something up last night. Something he couldn't trust anybody else to retrieve. We thought it might have been the ransom money, but it was actually something even more important.
Wait, you mean...
That's right. The real president's body. I think it's highly likely, anyway.
What?
The body may have been decomposed in the intervening years, but the bones would surely have remained. Mr. Bowers informed us that construction is due to start here sometime soon. Everything had been wrapped up before then. The shooting of the movie and the recovery of the president's remains.
I guess once they started digging the place up, they would have found them pretty quick, huh?
Agent Lang, we need to have the so-called monster footprints analyzed again.
Yeah, I guess we do.
If there was a body under one of them, there should be trace evidence to confirm it.
Hey, give me somebody from forensics.
Out here.
Sir, presenting the findings in our analysis, sir. Trace of human remains were found in the dirt, along with other signs of a body having been being buried.
So it really was him?
Both swells were recovered from the home of the Excelsior's winner. The physique looks to be about right, and dental and medical records are matched. It's him, no doubt about it.
So as suspected, the real President Wang was killed 12 years ago. The SS5 kidnapping was in fact a homicide.
Okay, footprints data updated in my organizer.
Wow, so it really was a murder, huh? This case has taken so many twists and turns, I'm starting to lose track.
Yes, perhaps we should summarize our findings, just to confirm that we understand everything correctly.
Wait, Kermit? Oh, yeah, no, I just give usually, like, any of the generic, like, what's the word? I just give any of the generic like voices of the characters that I get, like cops or the guards or whatever else. I just give them the Kermit voice for shits and giggles. Makes sense, kinda. You know? I'm sure. I'm sure you know.
Good idea. Let's go with everything from the point where the president arrived at the orphanage.
Yeah. Right. Nice.
Yeah. 12 years ago, the real President Wang visited the orphanage. His aim, to meet his infant son. The footprints were originally assumed to be those... The footprints were originally assumed to be those of Mr. Aldown, and likely to have been actually made by the President upon his arrival. But instead of being greeted by his child, he was met by the assassin body harmer Cadus.
It's so sad. He's hoping to see his baby for the first time, only to...
Indeed. But at least with Mr. Canis, we can be sure that the job was swiftly and effectively completed. But then after the assassination, another tragedy occurred.
Mr. Aldown's murder.
Yes, it seems you witnessed a key moment in the evening's proceedings. Excuse me. The moment when our culprits, the so-called kidnappers, took the president's body around to the side of the building. That was the sign that sealed his fate. We've now established that he was standing by the orphanage gates at the time. Far enough away that he believed he was seeing the president's abduction. At which point...
Oh, the body double had come to meet up with his co-conspirators. Walk right up behind Mr. Aldown.
leading to our unfortunate eyewitness.
Being murdered by the man who was plotting to replace the president. So was the body double who moved Mr. Aldown's body too?
Yes, I think it probably was.
But none of the footprints could have been his, could they?
Actually, I think they could. In fact, we have a piece of evidence that proves how that particular trick was achieved. Does a body double manage to move the body without leaving any footprints? The victim's shoes. What if the president's double moved Mr. Aldown's body like this? After killing Mr. Aldown, he could have carried him to the other side of the entrance. Given that his job was to look just like the president, he would have been wearing the same shoes. Meaning that if he stepped exactly in the footprints left by the real president.
Of course! His would have been the same shape and size. Would have looked like a single set of footprints. That's how it all went down. So glad we finally figured it out. Wait, but there's one thing I still don't get.
There is. What?
Why did they need to pretend there was a kidnapping?
Mr. Aldown had seen the president at the orphanage and left a message on Mr. Ringer's phone describing what he thought he saw. Would have been impossible for the conspirators to erase that message, so they had to make it look as if the events described in the message were true.
By staging a kidnapping like the one he thought he saw.
Exactly. I think the two people in the photograph are likely to be the body double and Fifi Lagarde.
She's the one in the trench coat. How can you be so sure of that?
The two of them would have had to walk out beyond the orphanage gates to stage the photo. The body double could have put his feet in the real president's prints he did before.
Oh, so the other set of footprints were hers.
The ones we originally thought belonged to the killer, yes.
They're about its size.
We're about his size now. Too small for Chairman Winner, which means the kidnapper must have been played by Warden Lagarde. And that explains how a so-called kidnapping was actually a presidential assassination.
Hmm.
It does. Which means my father must have... He must have? Noticed. There's no way he wouldn't have suspected a murder. Especially now with the kid's picture as proof.
But the picture was never officially put into evidence, correct?
No, he appears to have kept hold of it after taking the witness statement of the child who drew it. Yeah, does he know? Knew President Wang was dead. And he knew what would happen if that news ever got out.
Ah, sweet tea.
Zhang Fa would have been plunged into chaos, no doubt. So he kept it a secret. And that secret died with him. Even though it meant taking the blame for the kidnapping and our family name being ruined. Zhang Fa knew the truth about what happened 12 years ago, but he chose to hide it.
Oh, it's finally coming to light at last.
Instead of case file data updated. Is it indeed intriguing?
Huh?
What? Who's there?
Oh. Canis.
That sound. Is that a bell?
Oh, hi.
Body Harm Canis! What the heck are you doing here? We're the law! Think you can just show up in front of us like it ain't a problem? Forgive me, but I couldn't help overhearing the fascinating conversation you were having.
What? Excuse me.
The opportunity to glow to reveal past crimes was just too good to miss, I expect. You killed President Wang! I did, but it's not something I'm inclined to gloat over. I was more interested in something else you mentioned. Or someone else, I should say. Someone you're looking for, I suppose. Exactly. That's why I took a little sojourn from the penitentiary to find a certain young pup. A young pup in a rather eye-catching red coat. Raincoat.
What?
Wait, you know who they are?
In a manner of speaking. What does he call them again? A secret mastermind?
Friend of the raincoat, of course.
The prosecutor looks a little surprised, doesn't he, Helmut? Yes, he does. The young pup I mentioned. He saved my life, you know. 12 long years ago.
Pardon?
I have to debate with you now about this? What the fuck?
Okay.
As you have surmised, it was I who killed President Wang. But that meant that I, too, became an inconvenience in need of removal. The imposter president, Winner, Lagarde. All three were keen to guarantee my silence. And if I hadn't met my friend, the young pup again, they might even have succeeded. I wonder what he's doing now.
Well, there's a guy, I guess. We can guarantee that.
So was the president's body double who hired you? I remember his words almost as if it were yesterday.
Yeah?
You know how many times I've nearly been killed? Not once, not twice, a bunch of times. Why do I have to take all the risks? Why am I the old one they always put in danger? When I'm out there being him, people treat me like I was him. They worship me. So what's the difference? What's to say I couldn't be just as good as him?
There was a difference, of course. Even if he did look and sound exactly like him. Just because it walks and talks like a president, that doesn't make it a president, does it, boy? No.
He got his wish and became the boss, but couldn't quite fulfill his predecessor's shoes.
Rook's not around. That means I'm number one.
I wonder what it takes to step into such capable shoes.
You. Of course I do. I'm the leader now. Me! Me!
Seems the king and his knight were much the same.
The president's double knew that his employer had a weakness. A young woman named Amelie. But in order to find her, he needed to enlist the help of locals.
Locals such as Chairman Winner.
Once Miss Fenn had been located, they simply needed to find the right time to lay their trap.
Maybe she arranged so the president could meet his son. That would have been the perfect opportunity.
Indeed, with the head of the orphanage brought into the flood, their little conspiracy was complete.
Warden Lagarde.
Now, quid pro quo. Where might I find the pup?
Makes you think the boy who helped you and our mysterious string puller are one and the same.
He set a little fire that night, out there in the yard of the orphanage.
Oh, yeah, we saw that. It was some kind of prank, right?
A prank? It was nothing of the sort, my dear. No, as I understand it, he had taken refuge in the igloo by the entrance. From there, he happened to see Winner and Lagarde carrying a dead body. He also overheard them hatching a certain sordid little plot. A plot to remove me. The only other person who knew what had really happened from the picture. Thankfully, he was kind enough to come and inform me. I was waiting inside the building, you see. He also happened to mention later on that he was wearing his favorite red raincoat. In any case, he escorted me from the premises. And being a very considerate boy, thought to erase both our footprints from the scene of the crime. Seems he had a little kerosene set aside in the igloo for just such an occasion. So he spread a livery about the place and set himself a little fire.
No way! That's what the fire was for! Must have been ever so beautiful.
Oh, it must have been ever so beautiful. Winner and Lagarde were positively enchanted. And while they were distracted by the show, he took the opportunity to usher me out of a side entrance.
You never answer my question. You really think he's the one behind all of this?
I do indeed, don't I, Helmut? Yes, yes I do.
Okay. Interesting thesis there? Thesis? Theory. Both. Theoretical thesis. My unexpected, I need to be careful or else I'll pull my freaking switch down again with me. Jesus. Might as well I kill President Wang. Given a beats of need are removable. Foster President Winner, the guard, all three would seem to fear to my silence. If I might refer the young pup again, they might even have succeeded. Wonder what he's doing now.
Hold it!
Is that why you're looking for him? Surely not. Don't tell me you're trying to find him just to say thank you.
Wouldn't you like to know? I certainly... I certainly owe him a debt of gratitude. I think we can all agree on that. And Helmut took a liking to the child. He have the tricks for him. Fall, lay down, that kind of thing.
Wait, but your dog tricks are different from the ones we're used to, right?
A little, yes. If I tell him to lay down, he wraps his mouth around the subject's leg.
Ah, I'm not listening! I'm not listening! It's enough! That's enough, okay?
I'm teasing, of course. The tricks he performed for the boy were entirely innocent.
I really did feel that he owed him something.
Isn't that kind of interesting relationship Mr. Candace has with his young pup, huh?
So what if something in it might hold the key to a mastermind's motives? That would mean many other people with a direct connection to them. So we can make him share.
Hold it!
Okay, you killed Wang. You were pretty forthcoming with that particular admission.
If I'm honest, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm tired of all the killing. But back then, I felt that death was my path. I embraced it and strove to learn what I had to teach. I have made peace with that, and I am happy to admit it, aren't I, boy? Yes. Yes, I am.
Not sure what he's talking about, but I definitely don't like the sound of it.
Basically, he thought nothing of murdering the president. And not only is he an assassin, but now a prison escapee. Not someone I'd be trifled with. We can't afford for him to not talk. I need to tread as carefully as I can. Very well. You killed the president and you're happy to admit it. Oh, very much so. I wouldn't want you thinking that I drew my blade and missed.
And I do become convenient to removal.
Hold it.
Okay.
You're a target, but you're an assassin.
Sometimes the hunter must become the hunted. Sometimes the living must become the dead.
Please, Kate, don't feel the need to add a proverb of your own. Impermanence is inherited to the way of the assassin. Life takers' lives are taken, so it goes.
Does that mean the people you send to kill sometimes try to kill you back, or...
It happens, occasionally. But it is not what happened this time.
Okay.
Hold it.
Guarantee your silence.
But Mr. Canis, you're a professional killer, and a famously skilled one at that.
Surely escaping even 3 attackers would have been little more than a minor inconvenience.
You overestimate me, Mr. Edward. We seem to forget that without Helmut here, I couldn't even walk down the street. Against 3 assailants, I wouldn't have lasted more than a few moments.
Okay. I guess. Hold on. I see.
If the most proficient assassins are ill-equipped to face a full frontal assault. We're not usually fond of such situations, shall we say. I certainly would have liked my chances.
If I had met my friend, the young pup again, they might have succeeded.
Hold it.
Okay.
Again, the two of you had met before. Yes, on the cold and lonely Christmas Eve 18 years back. That long ago. But on that occasion, it was I who saved his life.
Okay.
It was snowing. More than it had in years, and cold enough that death by freezing was a real possibility. Taking Helmut out for a little walk. He noticed something and bounded off through the snow. When I got up to him, he was sniffing at...
What? Look at what? A car. Okay.
Doors had frozen shut. It took all the strength I had, but eventually I managed to open one. And inside I found 2 young boys, shivering at semi-conscious.
2.
Yes, and I'd found them even an hour. Had I found them even an hour later, the poor wretches would have never made it. I took them both to a nearby orphanage.
Significant about what he just told us. There is. Look at a statement that's especially noteworthy. Date, number of people. The date. This was a Christmas Eve 18 years ago. You're certain of that?
I am.
Holy smokes! We have something that shows why the date is so significant. If it relates to the date on which Canis found the children, we have the, well, it's Fender popped up, so yeah, I7.
Take that.
That was the same day on which a sudden incident occurred. The murder of a well-known sculptor.
No way!
An incident in the aftermath of which 2 children went missing. The son of the victim, Artie Frost, and the son of the murderer, Carmelo Gusteau.
So he's a kidnapper now? Kind of.
Yeah, now that you mention it, the little guys did go AWOL, huh? Intriguing. The son of a murderer and the son of his victim. I suppose that would make sense.
To some extent. God, he's dragging out for no reason. Well, we're close to the end of these. Oh, and I'm glad the air conditioning is working. Ooh, I can feel it. Right under my pull off properly a little bit. Ah. The only thing is that's been gold breeze on my spine. It is fine. I also up the volume a little bit more because can't probably hear everything. Because I'm deaf as fuck. Alright.
It would. One of the boys was bound hand and foot, you see.
Has it been part of Mr. Frost's plan to stop Mr. Gusteau's son from getting to the competition?
Indeed. Because without a son to taste his creations, Mr. Gusteau would have had no chance of winning. So that was what was behind it all. Sadly, neither of the boys were able to remember any such details.
They weren't.
No. When we met each other again on that night 12 years ago, the young pup explained it. It seems that they really were on the brink of death when I found them. And the shock of the experience caused them both to lose their memories. They weren't even able to remember their names.
Wow. You wouldn't have known they were Mr. Frost and Mr. Gusteau's kids.
He's telling us if what he's telling us is true, that would seem likely, yes. Means we still don't have enough to tell us who our mastermind might be. Mr. Canis, would you mind telling us what happened next?
By all means.
Okay.
The pup and I remained in contact even after I was sent to prison. But then I stopped hearing from him. I couldn't help but worry. And then people from 12 years ago started cropping up all over the place. It rather piqued my curiosity, so I thought I'd temporarily regain my freedom and look into things.
You're from 12 years ago. You mean Lagarde, winner, and the president, I assume.
Oh, Juan Lagarde was in charge of the prison where he was an inmate this whole time, right?
I fear I wasn't as kind to her as I could have been. But then she did try to have me killed. You already know why, of course.
Because you murdered President Wang. They needed the world to believe he was still alive. If somebody had exposed the president as a fake, it would have been bad for Lagarde and Chairman Winner, too.
Exactly. And not only that, I happened to overhear something else intriguing that night.
Okay. Be at the orphanage on the evening of the night. I'll be waiting in the front yard. I thought you could meet him if you like, even if it's only just this once. I know you're a very busy man, but anyway, that's where we'll be tonight. Okay.
Who are you? Sorry, but I'm waiting for somebody. I know you are President Wang. I couldn't help but overhearing the news. Congratulations. But please don't worry about your son. I only kill those I employ to kill. Which in this case means you.
No. Wait. This is my first chance to meet him. And it might be my only chance. Please give me just a few minutes longer.
I thought he was going to beg for his life, but no. An interesting character. I told him I was not aware that he had a child. No, he said and shook his head. Neither was I. But the world will know that I have one now. I mean to make sure of it. I've even prepared something in case the worst comes to the worst. And the sudden question was the young gentleman with the horns here, correct?
Horns? You can see them?
I don't need to, my dear. I've been listening very carefully, you see. And for longer than you may realize.
The president meant to tell the world about Sean. Prepared something in the case of the worst. But it's not enough simply to have Canis' word on the matter.
Of course. We have something that proves what he's telling us the president said is true. A will. A will everybody knew about. Entrusted it to my family to show his belief in us, after all.
The name in the recording. The preparations he had made and his will. With those 3 pieces of information, I was able to convince Warden Lagarde to do anything I asked.
The information that supposedly could have exposed the truth about the body double at any time. And Sean's true identity with it. Yeah?
President Wang was more agile than I'd anticipated. He blocked my first knife thrust with something soft. By the time even the piece I broke it off hit the snow, my next strike had beat its mark.
It was Canis who tore the horn off the horse for his doll.
I was the only one present to hear his final words. The only one who knew the truth about his son. Well, me and that poor pop.
Okay. Then remain in contact even after I was sent to prison.
Hold it!
Okay. We're able to continue communicating with him from prison.
I was. Via post office response.
What's that? It's a means of exchanging mail without revealing one's own address.
I never knew where he was, and I was able to slip out and track him down. I was being kept under rather strict supervision, you see.
The Warden Lagarde, no doubt. What were the two of you even communicating about?
We were playing correspondence chess, of course. That and griping about the respective lots in line.
Correspondence chess? But didn't you used to play that with
As unlike as might seem, Mr. Canis' chess opponent was...
Mr. Knight? Yeah, it was Mr. Knight.
We found a diagram of the game in a cell, too. The broken eye by body armor Canis printed rather with...
Does that mean Knight had something to do with all that IS-7 business?
Wait, could that be it? If any of it might connect Knight to the IS-7 incidents. Anything to connect Knight to IS-7. His possessions, the chessboard and the ring. Specifically, Knight left behind. Could there be a clue in something? A ring and a chess set. I'd say the ring, right? The ring!
What about it, Mr. Edgeworth?
Mr. Fender, take a closer look at it if you would.
That design. That's Bahalink's trademark mark.
Indeed. Looks like somebody turned the stamp he used to sign his work with into a ring. But why would Knight have been carrying it? And why was it not with the rest of the evidence from the IS-7 incident?
He tried to release Frost's personal effects to his next of kin after the case wound down. But if I remember rightly, old Frosty boy didn't have any family set aside from his kin. And the kid was missing. They never got to hand it back to him. Not till later, anyhow. I heard on the grapevine that they found him in the end and gave him the goods.
Including the seal, it would seem. But he turned it to a ring and wore until his own death.
They were saying Mr. Knight was Mr. Frost's son?
The Cubs don't mess around with stuff like that. You have made sure before handing it over.
And we were looking for somebody connected to the I-7 incident who played correspondence chess, right?
Wait, so Secret Strength Puller is Bronco Knight?
No.
Knight is dead. How could he possibly be involved in our current case? Far out. The only candidate for G's mastermind is a guy who already kicked the bucket.
That's impossible! How could a dead guy be behind all this?
Well, it is a little perplexing. But then who else could it be?
Probably Simeon. Couldn't help but worry. People from 12 years ago started cropping up all over the place. That piqued my curiosity. I saw that I'd temporarily get my freedom and live. Enjoy tapping out my little letters in Braille.
Hold it!
Huh?
And Braille. As I wrote all of them. That's right. I have the tools to do so myself.
See if you use special tools? I never thought about it before, but I guess that makes sense.
And what exactly did you write about, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, this and that. General chit-chat and chess moves, of course.
You wrote the chess moves in Braille, too. That's interesting.
Speaking of chess moves, how does that PC carve yourself move? The dog.
As we can talk about that later. For now, I'd like to know about what happened when the letter stopped.
I sat in my cell and tried to imagine where he might have gone.
Okay. Nope, I still don't get it. What does he mean? Who's this puppy keeps talking about?
Oh, indeed. Seems not even Canis knows his true identity. Because all we do know, there was a connection between the two of them. Interested in how that connection was maintained. Okay. He stopped responding. Seems strange.
I'm glad you agree. I'm on it too, of course.
The big scary mutt really said that? What, like, whoa, whoa, rats is barking mad?
He does not need to talk in order for me to hear him, my dear.
Doesn't? Okay, well then let me ask you something. The look he's giving me. The super intense, kind of scary glare. Not trying to say he's hungry, is he?
He might be.
He might be? Said truth, help!
He really isn't fond of Canis' pet, it seems.
Yes, there's a good boy. Now, where was I? Of course, I suddenly stopped hearing from the pup.
Hold it!
This all seemed kind of a little too much of a coincidence, doesn't it? An attempt was made on the line for the man who was pretending to be President Wang all these years. One like God murdered Bronco Knight while he was being held at the prison she ran. And Excelsior's winner, chairman of the Committee for Prosecutor Excellence, murdered Rosie Ringer. The more I think back, the more it seemed at the time that some mysterious other president was lurking behind this incident.
Yes, even from behind the bars, it was rather obvious that something strange was going on.
Okay.
Hold it!
You thought you'd temporarily regain your freedom. To be any more brazen.
Even a thief would struggle to get away with something like I thought I'd temporarily steal it.
Fear not. Nobody was injured in the course of my escape. It wasn't necessary, after all. I have my ways. Let's leave it at that, shall we?
I'm getting dust in my throat for no reason. Excuse me.
Leave it! No way, pal! You escaped! I ought to arrest you right now!
There'll be no need for that, detective. As soon as my business is concluded, I'll return home to my cell.
Are you serious? President's supposed to be some place you can just stroll in and out of when you please.
Strange that you should say that. Weren't you the one who strolled in and tried to dig into my past only recently?
You...
Agent Lang, Detective Gumshoe. I need to be able to question Mr. Canis further. You're both trying to remain calm for now.
Good thing, sir. I knew you were going to say that.
Fine. I'm not taking my eyes off of Dogman. Not even for a second, you hear?
Type your little letters in Braille. Well, that wasn't... The letter wasn't in Braille.
Objection!
But the letter wasn't in Braille.
You said you wrote all your letters in Braille, is that correct? I don't mean to be rude, Mr. Prosecutor, but you do know about my condition, don't you? That's all because the chest diagram we found in Knight's cell didn't contain any Braille at all. Really? But surely that's impossible.
How so, exactly?
Maybe someone typed Mr. Canis' letter out on purpose?
Meaning there may have been some sort of intermediary between the two of them.
So then... Mr. Canis says he wrote his letter in Braille, and yet... letter received by Mr. Knight contained no Braille at all.
It suggests that there must be a third party who typed Mr. Canis' letter out. Guess it could have worked the same way on the flip side too, right? Whoever it was could have taken Knight's letters and turned them back into Braille. They could indeed.
In that case, it would have to be someone who understands both, but also is connected to both to some extent. Or at the very least, connected to Knight. Or to Bronco, I mean.
I think you and Mr. Knight were both communicating with this person, Mr. Canis. Mr. Canis, the answer received. They were written in Braille too, yes. Some mysterious middle person really was retyping the Bronxter's missives. That same person. Might well be our secret string puller. Wait, you're trying to say there's another hidden mastermind behind this whole thing? So this new one! Broken Knight, son of Artie Frost, is already dead. But what if the other child from the incident 18 years ago was actually who we've been looking for? Carmelo Gusteau's son. Who is he? And where is he? If Knight was Frost's son, Gusteau's son would have had to be... Dumb since we were kids, when both of us were all alone. He doesn't have any family, you see, just like me. Him? But surely not.
What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? You're white as a sheet.
Of course. It all makes sense. I know exactly what so-called mastermind is.
What? Who? You have to tell us.
I can hardly believe it, but it's somebody we know rather well. The person we've been looking for is...
Mr. Motherfucking Simeon Saint.
It has to be. The person behind all this. The person who forced Chairman Winner's hand by sending the letter to Rosie Ringer. The person who kidnapped Sean and bugged Kay and myself. The person who did the strangest thing of all. Who drugged Kay and carried her up to the roof of the big building. It was the monster.
What? Did you really just say what I thought you did?
Yes, the monster. That was the key to unmasking our mastermind.
Okay, what? Sorry, hold on.
Oh, I almost forgot. I'm doing a new show soon. I'd love it if you would come, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be joining Regina on stage for this one.
It's right. The very big check is the biggest, most fabulous event in town. You'll have your oodles of fun.
Miss Lloyd, could I ask a favor?
Me? What kind of favor?
You told us you recorded the sound of Torosaurus breathing fire.
Okay, tape recorder.
Jordan, like I said, I didn't precisely see the guy, but boy, did I hear him.
You listen to the tape.
Yeah, sure can. Now let's look now.
That's it. That's it. It must be what I think it is. my theory has to be correct. The truth about the monster, the identity of the person behind all this. It's all falling into place. Miss Hart, you saw a giant eye at the window of the storeroom, did you not?
Yep, let me a picture of it too. Look at we get right on sleeves as well.
We can't see it right now, but... Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
Your image analyzer, can we borrow it again?
Sure, but what do you want to look at, sir?
Let's photograph right here.
Gotcha. I'm on it.
Who we're looking for must be here. Just to find it. Just zoom in on it. Eureka!
That's...
Yes, there it is at last. The monster commanded by the architect of this whole scheme.
Monster! The big pimple himself!
Objection!
No, because that isn't Torosaurus at all. It's the ion of a different giant beast entirely. Take a look at this if you would.
Very big circus flyer? Oh, wait, look!
You see it? The enormous lion balloon? That's the real monster. And the Cerberus Lloyd thought was a creature breathing fire.
Oh, come on, you really gonna bring me crashing down to earth like that?
That's how balloons fly, huh? Burn gas to make hot air.
They do. Now Cobra was able to use that balloon to carry Kay up to the roof of the big building without ever going near the elevator.
So this culprit, you got something to do with the circus?
Circus worker, friend of the Bronxster, son of Gusto. Whoa, 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 whoa. You're not serious. You forgot to mention trainee animal tamer. It's hard to believe. But he's the one who's been pulling the strings this whole time. That's right, Simeon Saint is the one behind all this.
Simeon? But everything? Really? I don't believe you. We trusted him, and he trusted us. You can't tell me that was all lies. It would be too horrible.
I'm sorry, Kay. Who was that?
Hey, where do you think you're going, old man?
Nothing escapes you, does it, young pup? My congratulations, Mr. Edward. But now that I know the truth, my business here is done.
What? No, Mr. Cadus, wait! But...
Damn it, he disappeared. You okay, Mr. Edward?
Don't worry. I'm fine, but...
Damn you.
You're right, Sean.
You killed my dad. You did, right?
No easy way to say it, but... Sorry, Sean. It would appear that he did.
You won't get away with it. I'll make him pay. Somehow. Some way. I'll... No, Sean. You mustn't say such things. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. You'll have to forgive us both.
Oh my gosh, an ad! Oh my goodness! An ad in front of my babu booby. I mean, yeah, that happens. I'm trying to limit them as much as possible, right? Like, so like they're a little bit here and there and everywhere. So like, nah. But you know,
I just put the call out, sir. All units are on the lookout for Mr. Cadus.
I don't mean to hurry everybody, but we better be on our way, too. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, when do you think we'll find our mastermind? I suppose you're right. We should go after the mastermind right now. He said he had to prepare for the show, which I guess means he'll be at the circus. But before we leave, there's something I'd like to ask of you, Late Lad. There is? What? Once a beast has been sighted, the next step is to plan its capture. When we arrive, there's something we'll need to try and find as a matter of priority. A detective, I'd like you to look into something that's been bothering me about Sean's kidnapping. Yes, sir.
I want to help too, Mr. Edgeworth.
Good. There's somebody I'd like you to try and contact. If Zen really is our mastermind, we're going to need this person's help.
You know, many encounters, I never suspected a thing, even though he was right there in front of me.
I messed up. There's no other way of putting it. But I'm going to put things right once and for all.
To be continued. To be continued. Save my progress, you bet. Override it. Ladder. A finale! We're getting there! Number 6, 5:30 p.m. Very big circus. Big top. Oh.
Oh, hi, Mr. Edgeworth.
Did you guys come to watch the show?
Hello, Miss Berry. Mr. Saint.
A little wordy, I'm afraid. We're still practicing. But I'm glad you kept your promise.
Yes, I remember you giving me this.
It's so great. We're going to have so much fun. I think even you'll be surprised, Mr. Edgeworth.
Huh. I think you've surprised me enough for one day already.
What are you talking about?
Would you mind looking at this photograph, Miss Berry? That's the eye painted on the balloon you used to advertise the circus, correct?
Oh, yeah. What is this exactly?
I have a strong suspicion that the balloon was used by the criminal we've been looking for.
You don't?
Who's usually in charge of the balloon, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, that would be Simeon. But wait, you didn't mean...
Man.
Mr. Saint, you took the balloon out late the other night, didn't you?
Sure, I was practicing. I'm still pretty bad at flying in, so I needed to put in some extra hours.
At night? But it would have been even more difficult than usual? A strange time to decide to practice.
Wait, why else would I have taken a balloon out? What are you saying?
And you weren't practicing at all. You were taken in a cautious Kate to the top of the big building. In order to frame her for the murder of Rosie Ringer. The security cameras never recorded Kate taking the elevator up to the roof, which means she must have gotten there another way, from the sky. And the only person able to make that happen would have been you.
But, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't understand.
It's not all you did. You also attacked Shaw at the garbage disposal area, drugged him, and carried him away. That's why you were late for the hearing at the courthouse, wasn't it?
I'm sorry, but I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I do any of those things? Please, you have to believe me. I never, ever, ever do anything like that.
I wish I could believe you, but I can't. Any trust I had in you has been completely destroyed.
That's horrible. Why would you say that? You told me back at the jail. You said you believed I was innocent.
Don't worry about that. We're friends. You know what it's like to be in your shoes. We're all part of the same club, after all. Right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Unfortunately so, I'm afraid. Thank you for sharing such personal details with us. By the sound of it, you had little reason to kill Knight. If anything, you're the one most affected by this passing. And what's more, I simply don't believe a person as gentle as you is capable of murder. Rest assured, we believe you. And we will get you out of here.
This is just awful. I never thought you'd lie to me.
We didn't lie. I swear, Simeon,
You said you knew what it was like to be me. I trusted you. That hurts, Kay. It hurts so much.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. This is Simeon we're talking about. He's not a bad person.
I see it now. That's your strategy, isn't it? With everybody. You root out their psychological weaknesses and exploit them. Without even realizing it, they'll wind up doing exactly what you want them to. Exactly the behavior one would expect from the arch manipulator behind all our recent troubles. I was too blind to see it before, but you won't fool me again.
Simeon Saint, you are guilty of crimes too numerous to mention.
Aw, so that's how you want to play it, huh? You always did have the courage of your own convictions, I guess. Luckily, grinding people's self-belief into dust is kind of a hobby of mine.
Yeah. Oh dear. A pig, a chipmunk, and a cat.
Well done, all of you.
Well, that's certainly a side of him we haven't seen before. So much for the trainee animal tamer who wouldn't hurt a fly. I guess that was all an act. But I'm glad we're finally getting to meet the real you.
Simeon, this can't be true, can it?
Truth lies, what does it matter?
Huh?
All you need to know is that Mr. Edward here may be very mad indeed. And now he's going to pay.
Hey, how? I was just out practicing.
Sure, I went up in the balloon a couple of nights ago, but I was just practicing. I guess somebody took the picture when I flew by the big building. I fly around the area doing promo stuff for the circus all the time. Nothing to see here, Miles. Nothing at all.
You go up in the balloon reasonably often.
Yeah, promoting the circus, like I said.
Is that true, Miss Barry?
Well, it's true that it's Simeon's job to go up in the balloon and spread the word. I guess just about everybody in the area would have seen him up there by now.
Well, that same balloon was used in the commission of a crime.
Nonsense! I just happened to be in the area where it happened. Somebody took a picture when I was floating past the big building, that's all.
I'll be the judge of whether you just happened to be nearby. Thank you very much.
Went up in the balloon a couple of nights ago, but I was practicing.
Hold it!
No, hold on. This balloon, do you usually launch it from here at the circus?
No, you need to wind up in space. There's a park over by Sunshine Coliseum. That's where I usually take off from.
I see. And how do you get the balloon to the park to launch it?
Not by hand, that's for sure. I think it must weigh a few 100 pounds. It's kind of impressive that it can even get off the ground now that I think about it.
I prefer if it didn't change the subject. How do you transport the balloon?
Wow, give a guy a break, will you? It's like I was getting miles off track. Sheesh.
We use a truck, okay?
Just load it on the back and away you go.
A truck, you say?
Yeah, last time I took it out would have been 2 days ago.
That could be important. I better keep in mind.
As I'm taking the balloon out on the truck would have been then the day before last. You mean this one? Yeah, it had a Sebastian. It's like a giant orange tarp.
This truck, it wouldn't happen to be blue by any chance.
Huh? So what if it is?
We happened to see a blue truck ourselves just today. One with a large basket loaded on the back. That was the truck you told us about. And your statement about it not having moved in 2 days is a lie.
Emma Scott!
Agent Lang, Emma.
Here you are, Mr. Edgeworth. At last. I've been trying to find you ever since we wrapped up the case yesterday. He sent me a message saying you were here, so I came right away.
And I found what you asked me to go look for. Was loaded onto the truck in the parking lot out back. A blue truck.
Flying hot air balloon, smaller balloon used for personal purposes. Sate is in charge of it and drives around the back of the truck.
Well, well. I think that truck might be the one we saw earlier today, in fact. Today. In fact, I'm almost certain of it.
Objection!
You have an objection? What the fuck?
What, just because it's blue? Like a million other trucks? What makes you so sure it's the exact same one? No, I saw it too! It's the same one for sure!
Objection!
Huh? What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
That wasn't me. Worthless are the words of a man who can't back up his claims with evidence.
Wow, he's just like him.
Show me. I demand proof. Must be able to prove it somehow. It's the same trunk, I'm sure of it.
Huh? What are you doing, Miss Edgeworth? Why are you touching the truck?
And it's cold, which means it's been here for a while.
No way, you can just tell him that.
What do you use to prove it's the same truck?
Fingerprint testing, probably, right? Luminol testing would not work because it's about blood. Metal detector, the entire truck is metal, duh. Fingerprint testing.
I'd like to have the truck dusted for fingerprints.
Huh? Why would you want to do that?
Because I expect to find a very specific set of prints. If I do, that will prove beyond all doubt that it's the truck we saw in front of the big building.
Depends what I will prove it was the truck we saw. Or oh, because we touched it.
Yours? You're going to find your own prints on there?
I do. Because I put my hand on your truck when I saw it in front of the building. Let's see what we can find, shall we? Emma, could you lend us the scientific skills one more time?
That's why I'm here. One moment, please. All ready. Take it away, Mr. Edgeworth.
Me?
Of course. Who else did you think it was going to do it? Don't worry, it's easy. I'll show you how.
Fine. I don't see why you can't do it yourself.
Just spread the powder over the area that you want to search for prints. Like this.
Ah, yes, the singular minigame that doesn't really matter all too much for anything else. Cursor with A, stick to the fingerprints once you found one, make sure to dump plenty on there. Lower the excess. Load away.
Yeah, with your mouth.
Ha! Like that. Okay. No, that should remove any extra powder. You got that? Yes, thank you. I've tried for real.
Oh, there's no such thing as too much powder, by the way. Go crazy.
Meow. Sorry for getting y'all flashbanged with this, but there it is.
That's it. It's a nice clean print you got there.
Compared to my prints right away.
Sure, leave it to me. That confirms it. Mr. Edgeworth's print's all right.
And with that, another lie's exposed.
Yay! So what were you doing in the truck?
Oh, just driving around for fun, you know. Kate was abducted 2 nights ago. And your balloon was sighted nearby. And today, another abduction. This time involving a truck supposedly used to transport garbage. Your truck was sighted nearby.
Coincidence, nothing more.
You want me to believe that you were near the scene 2 separate abductions, simply by chance? Just be honest. You were involved in both.
What makes you think they were even connected?
A certain very important piece of evidence, that's what.
Oh, this should be good.
What connects Kay and Sean's abductions? The sedative.
Take that!
Kay was drugged with a dose of a powerful sedative. And a bottle of sedative that was found right where Sean was being held captive. The very same brand, no less.
I know you'd try something like this. So the same sedative was used, so what? I mean, everything's connected. You know as well as I do that it doesn't prove anything for sure.
Something. Must be a piece of evidence that can tie him to both crimes.
Cops, prosecutors, you, Miles. All the same at the end of the day. You force the evidence to fit the crime or you flat out make it up. As long as somebody goes to jail. You know, different from a certain other evidence tamperer we've had the misfortune of meeting.
No, I'm nothing like him.
Then show me. Even with your killer piece of evidence, you must have one, right?
No use. I didn't have anything I could tie him directly to both kidnappings.
Okay, about done there, Miles? How many cheap shots left to fire? Great. Well, I have a show to be rehearsing for, so if you don't mind. Hey, come on now. What? Come on now, you two.
No need to get all hot under the collar. Oh, yeah, but I didn't pull out my fucking audio from there. Seems like it's still connected. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Wouldn't want your good looks running down your face now, would we, Simmy, old pal?
What are you sticking nose in for?
Hey, I just sensed the vibe getting a little harsh and heavy, yeah? Thought I ought to lighten the mood. Help me out here, gang. Lift her spirits with a little dose of the gold great thief magic.
You don't have to tell me twice. Okay, let me see. If I could just sing his voice. Here goes.
Objection! What are you? Take this seriously, will you?
Then you could do with somebody running a little interference for you, Mauser. Not the most ethical approach, I know, but again, again.
I'm worried about whether or not this is the right thing to do later. This is my last chance to try and prove a connection between Mr. Saint and his crimes. Let's forget the kidnappings for now. Is there anything else that suggests that he's a mastermind? Of course. Kidnappers are looking for a secret string puller too, the young pup as he called him. If I could prove that Mr. Saint was that same young pup, then perhaps. But what evidence do I have that it might point to him being involved behind the scenes? Him being involved behind the scenes. The diagram? That's the only thing that I have of him directly, kind of. Wait. Okay, well, it's just a big zoom in of that. Evidence of him, him being involved behind the scenes. The forged letter.
Take that!
Right? The letter was sent by a mysterious mastermind, I'm sure of that. But I just don't have enough to prove it yet.
Let's see. Okay, I guess we could maybe sing a song.
Come on, at least try to hide the fact that you're playing for time. Amateurs.
Oh, I love to sing. Won't you sing with me? We'll sing and be merry and happy and free.
Voices give me goosebumps. Not a good way. Stop. Stop.
This isn't going to buy us much time. I have to hurry. Must be another piece of evidence that ties Mr. Saint to this case. What evidence? The correspondence chess piece.
Take that!
Mr. Knight, we're both communicating with this person, Mr. Canis.
That same person. That same person.
Might well be our secret string puller. That's right. Our mastermind was involved with Canis and Knight's correspondence chess exchanges. If I can prove that Mr. Saint was the hidden intermediary between the two of them.
All right, that's enough. This is getting painful. You don't have anything, and I have to practice for the show. So if you don't mind.
Thank you, Mr. Fender. I can take it from here. And I can't take any more of your interventions.
Ooh, just look at that face. Yeah, I like it. Mauserino's back in the game for sure. I'm Sammy, the funny clown. Look at me, I'm juggling.
Okay, you can stop now. Mr. Saint, you're a fan of chess, I take it?
Huh? Where did that come from? Chess? Sure, I don't hate it.
Our secret string puller was playing correspondence chess with Mr. Canis.
That Bronco was the blind playing chess with Cadus, saying he was your so-called mastermind.
No, it wasn't him. Whoever it was went on manipulating events even after Knight's death. Take a look at this letter, if you would. What do you think could have written it? I believe it was the person who had inserted themselves between Mr. Canis and Miss Knight.
You think that person was me? Why would I go to all that trouble? That's crazy.
Make it appear that the two men were connected and communicating directly with one another. The very fact that led Fifi Lagarde to murder him.
What? You're saying he set that up to try and get Mr. Knight killed?
Listen to yourself. What do you think I am? Some kind of evil puppet master? You see me. I can barely even get the animals to do what I want.
Find the one letter that passed between Knight and Canis. Prove the connection beyond a doubt.
I'd like to have your room searched. I believe we might find it.
Letters. You won't, trust me.
What?
Once I'm done with something, I put it straight in the trash. Guess I'm not the sentimental type. Why get hung up on the past, right?
So have to dispose of any incriminating items in order to cover his tracks.
Guess you went in without the evidence you needed once again, huh? That's a bad habit, you know.
This doesn't prove anything either. Fallen short yet again. What do we do now? We're out of options.
You accuse me of betraying my friend and you don't even have proof? You're despicable.
What was that?
Oh, hi.
Miss Berry, what does she want?
Sorry, it's just, I was thinking about what you were saying, and this night person. I mean, Bronco, right? Simeon's friend?
Yes, one of it. She knows something.
A letter came from him this morning for Simeon.
What?
Why did you?
How is that possible? Knight is dead. Miss Berry, we need to see this letter right away.
Sure, here you go. Let's open it, shall we?
So here's my next move. Pawn to G6. Anybody else smell checkmate? Can't wait to see your face when you lose, but you're never going to be not a chess.
Now the correspondence chess letter.
Next move from the game with Mr. Canis.
Can anybody else smell checkmate? Can't wait to see your face when you lose. You were never going to beat me. Not at chess.
It's postmarked the 26th of March, the day before Knight died. Guess it might have gotten held up en route.
Well, we do move around a lot, so it's part of being a traveling circus. Our mail arrives late all the time.
Interesting that it's addressed directly to you, Mr. Saint. This is it, isn't it? The proof that we needed that you were the one facilitating Mr. Canis in Knight's games. One of the letters you would have transcribed into Braille, in order to create the illusion that they were somehow connected.
Curse you, Bronco, you're still getting in my way even now. I hate you. I hate you.
Simeon, how could you? Tonight was your only friend.
We weren't friends. I stopped thinking he was my friend 18 years ago.
Right around the time of the IS-7 incident, in other words.
I nearly froze to death because of him. I was just about to head out and meet my dad at the contest. But then Bronco showed up. He pinned me down and tied me up. Just cried the whole time, whining on and on. I'm sorry, but my dad says I have to do this, and if I don't do what he says, he's so scary. Stop it, Bronco, stop it! I have to be my dad, I promise! I'm not there to taste his candy for him, he'll be so upset! He needs me, if I don't go, I won't be able to show everybody he's the best in the world! But no, locked me in the car with him, and the two of us nearly died. He thought he could get out, but when he tried the door, it was frozen shut. We were trapped. And that's how I lost my dad.
What?
You lost your dad?
Yeah, Bronco's dad killed mine, who was the son of a murderer.
What does he mean? That doesn't match up with what we know at all.
Simeon, the victim of the IS-7 incident, was a guy named Artie Frost. Yeah, it was my dad's name. My memories got kind of scrambled that day. What little I remembered was pretty mixed up. So I didn't find out until later that my dad, was murdered.
The murderer was a man named Carmelo Gusteau, confectioner.
Really? I never knew Bronco's father's name. Maybe I chose not to remember. Just think about the sicko that killed my dad to my stomach.
Mr. Saint, are you sure you didn't know the name of the murderer until just now?
Do you think I'd sit on it if I did? No, I'd have reported him to the police straight away. All I knew was that Bronco's dad tricked my dad. And that's how I knew my dad was the one who was killed that day. Bronco was a traitor. He helped his father murder mine. He was the son of a cold-blooded killer. He deserved to die.
I'm sorry, Mr. Saint, but you've made a mistake. A big one.
A mistake? What do you mean?
Artie Frost was a sculptor. He'd been working in France not so long before the murder. Under the name Paul Halik. So I hear. But I don't remember you anything about that. Wish I could. Well, I'm afraid it's only natural that you don't. Because he wasn't your father. Huh? Is your idea of a joke? Well, it's not funny, not at all. You're right, it's not. But you need to know the uncomfortable truth. Piece of evidence proves that you're not Audie Frost's son.
We don't have the picture? Or do I? Ice evidence in case file. No. The incident? I can only assume the incident case file, because nothing else would make sense.
Take that!
No, guess not.
Objection!
Okay, odd.
Well, you lost me this time, Miles.
Okay, well, that's odd. Because I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Easy, kiddo. Just take a big boy breath and think about it. Who was Artie Frost's son? Plug that little nugget from the memory banks and you'll be halfway to solving this already.
Oh. Frost's real son.
All right, Miles, I think we need to wrap up the comedy portion of the show before it gets old. Artie Frost was my father, no joke. You can't prove otherwise.
Yet it's completely impossible. This piece of evidence proves that you're not Audie Frost's son. Oh. Knight's possessions. Because they had to identify to make sure that, like, Knight was, in fact, Frost's son. Which involves the ring. Which, yeah.
Huh? Bronco's chess set? And a ring? Yeah, take a look at the ring for me, if you would. What does the engraving on it tell you? It's 2 letters, right? It is. This is the seal with which Paul Leak used to mark his works. It was found next to Audie Frost's body 18 years ago. But why would Bronco have a memento of my father? The police looked for Frost's son for a long time, and eventually they found him. The ring was handed over to a man they were able to prove was his child, Bronco Knight. What? But that's not... Hell me, I was... Precisely. And you are, in fact, the son of Carmelo Gusteau. No, that can't be. I'm...
My dad was... I remember, don't I?
Bronco tied me up and locked me in the car. It was his fault I lost my dad. He deserved to die. Didn't he? No. No way. So I could see your circus thing even though I'm in jail. Was looking forward to the next move in our little chess game. So the show is just the icing on top.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it.
I will. Hey, come back soon, okay? We're mulling over my next move in the meantime.
Speaking of which, there's a little something in your chess set. You can take a look at it later.
Little something. No idea what that might be, but thanks.
If you hadn't detained me 18 years ago, you wouldn't have had to. And like this.
Huh? You say something?
Me? Oh, there's nothing.
Goodbye, Bronco. Farewell. I did all that. And now you're telling me that it was my father who killed Broncos? Then what was all this for? I didn't want to wind up dead, too. I didn't want to be weak and vulnerable. That's why I tried to be like Cadus. Why I stayed in touch with him all these years. There we have it. The truth at last. Mr. Saint, you were Mr. Cadus's correspondence chess partner.
And you were the one manipulating events this whole time.
You're right, it was me. It was me all along.
Lassie's finally telling the truth.
I was the one who witnessed the murder 12 years ago. We knew that already.
President's assassination, just as we thought. Which means he's the one who drew the picture.
And they knew it too. That's why the guard kept questioning me, day in and day out. I got so I couldn't face what I knew the next day would bring. I was a nervous wreck. Who could blame me for wanting to get out of there?
One imagine it wasn't easy as simply running away. Winter would have sent his men after you.
No matter where I went, they were on me. Never stopped coming, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. I couldn't sleep at night. Even the smallest noise had me chasing shadows. It drove me crazy. So I joined the circus. Is that way moving from place to place was part of the job. My whole life I've been up against the chief prosecutor and the warden of a prison. No regular person could hope to stand up to people like that. From the time I was a child, I had nobody. They weren't even the worst of it. The body double was behind it all, controlling everything. He may have been a fake, but he was the president of an entire country. What hope did I have? There was only one person I could turn to. Canis. The man who saved my life. It wasn't like Bronco. He really did want to help me.
That's quite a claim. Strange to think of a famously ruthless assassin winning the admiration of a child he saved.
He showed me how to stop being a victim. Stop being hunted. And become a hunter myself! And then I'll become my prey!
But I doubt even you imagined that the body double would go so far as to co-opt our country's police.
No! I'm sure it did it. And as long as Winter was around, no evidence was ever going to stand. And he even nearly managed to ruin things this morning. The guard almost got away with it again. But I know him now like the back of my hand. Good to see exactly how it was going to go all down.
He saw right through the plan. How Chairman Winter would try to suppress the evidence in Warden Lagarde's trial. I see. And that's why you kidnapped Sean, correct? You wanted to force a guilty verdict regardless of the presence of evidence or the rule of law.
Maybe I did. But how else is going to make them pay for what happened 12 years ago?
Whatever helps you sleep at night. Well, Winter pulled one last surprise, didn't he? He tried to kidnap Sean himself in the hope of influencing the verdict. In other words, you chose the exact same course of action as the man you so prevalently claimed to hate.
Objection.
That's only if I'd actually kidnapped anyone at all. But I never do anything so wicked. Never, ever. Me commit a crime? No. And besides, I only hated 3 of them. If anything, I'm grateful. If they had done what they did, my revenge wouldn't have been nearly as fun.
Objection.
So you admit it. Your motive in all of this was nothing more than revenge.
Sure, I admit it, so what? I despise every single one of them. But here's the kicker. I didn't kill anybody. Most you can blame me for is writing the odd letter here and there. Quick note to Ringer to tell her about Winter. Another to him so he knew about her. But the fact that they wanted to kill each other and one of them succeeded, that was all on them.
So you take no responsibility for the fact that your actions resulted in multiple murders.
Right! Same thing at Gourd Lake. People are much easier to control than animals, you know. The whole fake assassination plot, I handled that to Bronco on a plate.
It was part of his plan too. The Rook's murder was...
Objection.
No. That was all Bronco's idea. Nothing to do with me at all. Still, it moved things in the right direction, wouldn't you say? It's a fate a crazy thing. Can't talk like that about a murder. Sending the guard up was easy too. Just made it seem like Nine and Canis were in contact with each other. And slipped the chisel inside the chest set. So it was you who put it there? Yes, it was! I thought that might point everybody nicely in Canis' direction. Worked out pretty well, even if I do say so myself. But it would be all it took to make that awful woman murder poor Bronco.
I guess she got to where she was. She just saw enemies everywhere she looked. I know the feeling. Even the smallest thing could send your paranoia into overdrive, and then things get ugly quickly. I had a front row seat for the whole show. For the last piece to be put into play, of course. Who? Me? You solved both cases and finally brought down Winter and Lagarde. I guess you could say your powers of deduction were the weapon that put an end to the bout. I didn't solve those cases for your sake. Sure, you didn't know you were doing me a favor. You're just playing at being an attorney for a little while, right? What did you say?
All I had to do was go and say no a few times.
And you rode to my rescue like the hero you are.
Is getting arrested part of your plan too?
No, that wasn't something I expected, I have to admit. I thought they'd take the chisel for the murder weapon. It was a real plot twist. And my blood run cold.
For sure.
But then who should come through with a turnabout to end all turnabouts? The greatest young mind of his generation, my knight in shining armor. But it felt pretty good saying me like that, huh? You had to thank me, you know. I don't do that for many people.
You're wrong. He wasn't playing at being an attorney. He was trying to help you. Just helping people is what Mr. Edgeworth does. He helped me right when I needed it most.
Hey,
Oh, did he? You sure he wasn't trying on his dear departed daddy's shoes for size?
No, it's not what he was doing.
In mind, Game Master, don't let his clown get you down. He's projecting. Plan is simple. Beating other folks with his own grubby brush. Not just that he doesn't trust other people. Poor kid doesn't even understand the concept. Doing something for somebody else's sake? Forget about it. I'll never understand. Think I care what you have to say about me? Consider this for a second. I've gotten my revenge on everybody I set out to get it from, and yet...
Can't provide incited anything.
Think about it. I never actually did anything. What's my crime exactly? Explain to me. Think you could pin an incitement charge on me? Read my letters. I don't meant to murder anywhere. If I did, maybe you have a case. Maybe you could say I encouraged them. That's the same story as always, I'm afraid. You can't prove it I did anything at all.
It's not true. You kidnapped me.
Sorry, but did I miss the part where you prove that? All I ever admitted to was sending letters. Letters which didn't threaten, coerce, or encourage anybody to do anything. It's best on what you might call pertinent information.
Slippery when I give him that.
It's got to be something we can do. What about this? Excitement stuff he's talking about.
Incitement, okay, means to encourage or direct another person to commit a crime. In the eyes of the law, it's seen as equivalent to committing the crime itself.
So we just need to prove that he told them to do it.
Say that like it's going to be easy. Maybe not so big on due process after all. Think you make me carry the can for murders I had nothing to do with? Think again. I don't even have to talk to you. If I don't want to. In fact, why am I still talking to you? I can think of one reason. A tent is surrounded. No one left to run. Really? I think I planned my escape too. What if? Just to pluck an idea out of nowhere. I trained all these vicious wild beasts to attack on command, for example. All I have to say is do say the word, then slide off stage to the chaos. What? You wouldn't? I'm just spitballing. But you'd pay to see that, wouldn't you? I could just as easily take Sean Ossett with the gun I may or may not have in my pocket. Ah. You know what? That'll make for a killer show. You would do no such thing.
I want to know what lengths he must actually be prepared to go. Go to. But knowing what we know about him already, we have to be prepared for the worst.
Fine, I'll humor you. Once the curtain goes up on this little performance, it better be a lively one. Bore me and we're done here, alright? Let's see. We can keep up with me entertained, shall we?
Not going to give me an inch. There must be something we can do. We can't let his crimes go unpunished. Rebuttal. Joke's on you. What I can do is be a fucking pussy. Nice and easy. Can't prove I died anything. Or incited anything. I actually did anything. Filmmaker exactly explain it to me. Didn't get pin an incitement charge on me. Read my letters. I don't mention a murder anywhere. If I did, maybe you'd have a case. Maybe you could say I encouraged them. But it's the same story as always, I'm afraid. You can't prove I did anything at all.
You think he's telling the truth? He really didn't incite anybody to do anything?
I don't think that's possible. He clearly intended for those murders to happen.
You're right.
Just have to prove that intent. Only can find a way. Okay. Okay, so maybe you could say encourage them. Same story as always. I'm afraid you can't prove I did anything at all. Bug? I mean, I'm guessing you could go to bug does, but I don't think that would have been the case. Oh, wait. The two of them were... What's the word? The two of them were initially like, they were looking around in... What's its face? They were looking around inside of... Or near the circus here, where the thing was, right? The quarter signals was intercepted from the bug that was planted in case pin. There were talks... There was like a little bit of an explosion at the end. I'm assuming that could have been only fireworks, which is how we found Sean. But for that to happen, yeah, we heard the fireworks go off in the place, and we do know that the two of them looked around near the circus. Because they work at the circus, no duh. So, the tape? Can't prove I did anything at all. Maybe you could have a case, maybe you could say encourage them. Nothing about murder, but definitely this will make sense. Oh my god, I am like fucking Galaxy Brain. I'm afraid you're wrong. I've proved you meant for at least one murder to happen. I guess you said so yourself. Yeah, there's something I need to tell you. Truth is, I was the one who made Big Bad Chairman Winter kill little Miss Rosie Ringer. What? I said that? Weird. I don't remember. I know you think that you can worm your way out of everything. Well, this time you're wrong. I am. Yeah, it's because our conversation was being recorded by somebody intercepting the signal from the very listening device you planted. It was... You got your conversation with the clown here on tape. That's what you're trying to tell us? No. Things he says. And schemer schemes will swallow him in the end. Miss Lloyd, could you play us the tape, please?
You bet I can. Got it. It was this part right here.
Your cell phone. You're the one who abducted Kate.
In here, Mr. Edgeworth.
Sorry. Was Ron around here? So surprised this...
Huh? That was weird.
Is something wrong with Lloyd?
I'll say. Maybe didn't quite catch the next part of the tape.
What?
Why? How could it not be on there? Oh, poor babies. You think I'd leave myself wide open like that? Well, think again. There's something a little special about that bug, you see. It can be turned on and off remotely.
What? Never knew they made those. Remote control bugs. Sure, they exist, but you switched it off to avoid being recorded. Bingo!
But how? You would have had to know you were being recorded in the first place.
And I did, of course I did. So obvious that someone was eavesdropping, and that's because Miss Lloyd, was it? And about the kid prosecutor's kidnapping without any prompting.
No. You heard the whole conversation.
I did indeed, old pal, but I must say, I thought you would have figured it all out much sooner. You're supposed to be a genius prosecutor. Now, where were we again? Yeah, the part where if you couldn't prove incitement, it was game over. Well. Shucks, so my tape ain't gonna be no use to nobody after all? Come on, I must have recorded something you could use.
If only that were true.
Hey, Game Meister. Yeah? Your buggeroo was in your bin that whole time, right? That chick anything loose from the old brain tree? I don't know, give me a sec to think. You're the only one who's been directly in contact with him before. So sad. Relying on flawed evidence, desperately trying to make it stick. That's quite enough of that for now. Next topic, please.
I'm just years away from a current line of inquiry. I had a one-to-one encounter with him, only recently. What if the sound from that point in time had been recorded? Ms. Lloyd, how were you recording the interception of the bug for?
Start around, let's see now, 2 hours back?
Which case? Which time frame would we be likely to find the same voice in that tape? Last night? This morning? Well, it depends, right? We could, like, even go back to up to 2 nights ago, right? Yeah, might as well. Because, like, Mr. Saint abducted Kay and took her up to the roof of the big building 2 nights ago. What if there was a recording from around that time? Ms. Lloyd, quickly, play us any tape you have from the night before last.
Huh? Oh, sure thing. That's the sound of the balloon.
Indeed it is. Around that time, I imagine Mr. Saint would have been transporting you in it. But it means he can't have been too far away from you, or the bug. Anything else on the recording of?
Hey, that noise!
That was a gunshot. Huh. You turned the bug off then too, it seems. Unlucky for you, you were a little late in doing so. There's no escaping it now. The gunshot shot ties you directly to the case.
What are you talking about? Nobody even mentioned a gun.
He's wrong. But involved in this case, the shot a firearm. You need to remember who it was and present a piece of evidence that proves it. Data shows that a gun was used in an incident related to this case. It's out of the airport, right? Gunshot residue detected on the right hand. Yeah, there. That. The autopsy.
Take that!
It's written right here in the president's office report. Traces of gunshot residue were detected on his hand. And where was Kay when the gunshot was recorded? That's right, she was in the balloon being taken by you to the top of the big building. However, the roof wasn't as deserted as you needed it to be.
Yes, I was there with the president. Wait, how long after we started talking? I noticed something and told me to leave.
And if a gunshot rang out shortly after that. Don't tell me you didn't hear it yourself, Mr. Singh. Not what it sounds crystal clear in this recording. You're just going to pretend to ignore me.
What does he expect me to do when you keep spouting your weird theories? We didn't just hear a gunshot on that tape. If you isn't careful, you can hear that the bullet hit something too.
Just was aiming at Mr. Singh. What about if it struck? Yeah, it would have struck the air balloon, right? I think the president was firing at the balloon. And if he was, what we heard on that tape could have been the bullet hitting the basket.
Take a look and see, shall we?
The rope.
Oh,
The bullet stuck in it.
there's a bullet hole in the bottom of the basket. I thought that pretty conclusive evidence. Excuse me. Well, Mr. Saint, how do you explain not just the sound of the tape, but the accompanying bullet hole? You see everything, don't you? Pretty impressive, I have to admit. I doubt there's anything I could hide from you if you really wanted to find it.
Shut up and confess, will you?
Yeah, no shit. All right. No need to get cranky.
Yeah, 5 minutes ago.
I'll admit I flew the balloon up to the roof, but when I arrived, Judge Gavel and the presidents were already there. Like it was a surprise, I have to say. Only the president noticed me, and he made the good judge leave right away. And he pointed his gun at me and fired.
Why was he trying to shoot down the balloon?
Oh, that's simple enough. When I arrived, he was just about to murder your friend the judge here. Me? Yeah, you! You told him about Sean. What did you think was gonna happen? What do you think he made with you in the first place? You thought you were going to expose him as an imposter.
Guess she knew the truth about Sean's parentage. He was afraid.
Afraid. Yeah, you could say that. The man was a total coward. His hands were shaking so much when he tried to get rid of me. He couldn't even shoot straight. You see, I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. I was an innocent bystander.
Really happened 2 nights ago. Flipped up to the roof, but when I revived, Judge Cavell and the president were already there. Surprised to say. The president noticed me and he made the good judge leave right away. He pointed his gun at me and fired. Pointed his gun at you and fired. Okay, I don't know if the penalty would still go through though. But wait, no. Just because he fired, he would still have to set K down, like, somewhere else. So, like, because he's held at K with him. That's what we got the recording off of. So, hold on. Hold on. But then how did he, like, end up at the bottom then? He shot at you, bro.
Hold it!
Hold on. You're lucky that the bullet only struck the bottom of the basket. Yeah, I tried to get out of there the second he pulled out the gun. Couldn't have my balloon going pop. It was a close run thing.
Oh, sorry, I need to go back.
You were left right there and then. Of course I did. He was shooting at me. Saying there's a problem with that.
That presents a problem. Yeah?
In the end, you managed to leave Kay there up on that rooftop. Which means you didn't actually leave the vicinity, did you? Oh yeah. Guess I forgot to tell you the next part. After you shot at me, you escaped through the hatch on the 51st floor. I hung around a little longer to make sure the coast was clear, then I landed on the roof.
Do you mind appending that statement to your testimony?
Makes no difference to me.
Thought he escaped through the hatch on the 51st floor. But no, he didn't, because Vlada would have been able to see him then. Fucker.
Motherfucker! You're lying to us again. I am. The president never entered the storeroom the night before last. Ms. Hart testified to that fact. What? You believe the word of a two-bit hack of mine?
Oh my God, stop, punk! Say it about the chief again, I dare you! I'll wipe that smile right off your stupid clown face!
And we know Hart was camped out on the 51st floor of that entire evening. But if our fake president didn't escape through there, how the heck did he get off the roof? An excellent question. The one that I hope to provide the answer to next. We know that he didn't leave via the elevator. Neither that nor the hatch are possibilities. Leaves only one possible way of escaping that rooftop.
President leave the rooftop if it wasn't via the elevator or the hatch. It was the elevator. He flew. He flew? Yes, and Mr. Saint's balloon.
Objection.
Whoa. Quit fooling around, will you? Why in the world would I give that guy a lift in my balloon?
There was a security camera on the elevator. Miss Hart was on the 51st floor the whole time. No other way he could have left that rooftop.
Objection.
You know what the circus is all about? Making the audience think you're in danger. Give them a thrill. Let's have to bring this act to an end. Not in danger here, even if you think I am.
What do you mean?
Watch and learn. Tar, could I ask you something? You were keeping guard on the 51st floor the whole time, right? Ever even blinking for a moment?
Like a big dog was. I don't say as much about this body.
Ah, so the noise, the sound of Miles' faithful sister falling through the hatch. And scare you so badly that you fainted?
Entered the floor above, fell asleep for a few weeks after that. Well, passed out unconscious, you might say. The noise that caused it to faint as well, Miss Hart. Sound of cake crash landing into the storeroom floor.
Well, so why would it? In a girl, well, don't get caught a little unaware sometimes.
Sorry, Miles, but that's what you get for putting your faith in these people.
It doesn't matter. Can't have fallen down the hatch until after the president left the room.
Objection.
You sure about that? I'm going to offer a little counter theory. The coward fake president fired his gun at me. Then he hid in the shadows till after your friend fell down that hatch.
What?
So what if he did? What does that mean?
Come now. Surely even you can see what I'm insinuating. It's elementary.
If the president hid until after Miss Hart fainted, he could have passed right through the 51st floor undetected.
No. And there we have it. The little theory about the secret storeroom falls apart. Oh! You have to do that to me in my own voice.
Oh, that's right. Oh, another thing. I'd have let Sean's identity slip to our old pal, the president, while he was hiding in the shadows. So he went to the set to try and murder him the next day, only to wind up being killed himself. That's right, it was Sean who murdered the body double.
What possible reason could the boy have for doing so?
Oh, pretty good one. He already knew he was the president's son.
How did he discover that exactly?
Because I told him in one of my trademark letters.
What?
He's lying. Oh, you bet I am. Huh? Or am I? Maybe I did tell him. Maybe I didn't. Well, Shawnee boy, which is it?
It was my fault the Torosaurus head fell off that roof. I admitted that much already. But I didn't find out about my dad until today, I swear.
Well. But the falling head, thanks to the bug. And it was you who made it fall. The president died from being crushed, was it? Alright, well, that's confirmed at least. You were the murderer. Congrats on getting your revenge. Does everything up pretty neatly, wouldn't you say? Well, I guess you would say something more like.
So the pieces fall into place at last.
Well,
Counter by unaccessible logic if you can. That shouldn't be possible, though. President, you know my MO by now, right? I'm a hands-off kind of guy. I can pull a few strings here and there.
that was the case of Bronco with Chairman Winter. What makes you think I let that fake president set foot in my balloon? Besides that, he was crushed to death by that mono monster head. What's that old Torosaurus is now gonna fall on?
Perfect sense. That's how our posture would wound up dead. No doubt about it.
Well, what was the motive behind the murder? The little truth I shared, just like I said. Get it? The truth. The thing you're so fond of. That's what caused the murder here, not me.
That's not possible.
Well, is there a detective in the house? Somebody arrest that boy. Can't help noticing nobody rushing to slap on the handcuffs. What's the matter? Curse you. As I thought. Admit it, you're all the same. You, Winter, that idiot phony president. You want the real culprit to go free so you can railroad me into a jail cell, don't you? That's the justice you all claim to love so much. You only love it when you can twist it to suit your needs. That's not true.
We're not gonna make the move because I have to step outside and speak to an officer myself. Once I tell them the kid here's a murderer, maybe they'll finally do something. We're not done with your testimony yet, Mr. Saint. Aren't we, though? And I know you'd make some excuse for stalling even longer. You still don't have any proof, do you? Or any chance of winning this? Don't get me wrong. You still want to prolong the agony? Well, as long as you know what you're doing. Yeah, even more, Jesus. He's not holding back. Why, did you forget that little Shawnee's life is on the line too? Did I? El Mazzarino. Take a deep breath, would you? Why would I do that, Fender? Because it sounds like these you need to kick back, take stock, and be grateful for what you have. Worst of times are when lawyers calmly show our biggest smiles, remember? The way in which the president made his escape is what you and Laughing Boy can't agree on. How about this for a little thought experiment? If it's not about whether the big guy in the purple jacket got on that balloon or not, but rather under what conditions would Simeon have been cool with letting him get on board? A ton about him thinking. Oh. So we're trying to say that he already crushed the president with the air balloon in advance. Like up on the rooftop. Forgive the interruption. Just my 2 cents worth, or your old man, as you would say. Big Gregory's techniques can still prove useful in this crazy modern era. He's right. But in what circumstances could the body double have been allowed on that balloon? He was a physically imposing man. What's more, he was carrying a gun. Could have been drunk. No traces of sedatives found during his autopsy. In which case, surely not. Are you about ready to continue, Miles? And don't forget, this is what we're playing for! 50%, Jesus. It's going to be tricky. I have to tear his testimony down, one statement at a time. Local president. Oh, man, now hands-off kind of guy. I just like to pull a few strings here and there. Because Bronco with Chairman Winner. What makes you think I'd let that fake president sit on my balloon? I thought he was crushed to death by that model monster head. You didn't even know that in the first place. But, like, you knew that he was crushed in advance, so... Yeah.
Objection!
Yeah. Yeah. Sean didn't kill the president. The president was crushed by a monster. What? Did you really say that? You? Oh, I get it. He's the kid who can communicate with giant beasts, right? He's a special powers. The person communing with monsters was you. Sorry, but you must have me mixed up with somebody else. No monster pals here, I'm afraid. What the false modesty? You're very close with at least one such creature. In fact, you can make this particular monster do exactly as you command. It was you who killed the president, Mr. Saint, and I can prove it. But what? Talking about the live balloon. Yeah, it's a quivering mockery of a monster filled with hot air, but a monster nonetheless. Not entirely unlike Mr. Saint himself. Sorry, you lost me. What are you trying to say exactly? Seems very keen to stick your story about having manipulated Sean of the president. No matter how true you may have wanted it to be, there was nothing more than a desperate lie. Even the most skilled animal tamer can't make the dead do his bidding. The president was dead long before he left that roof. Having been killed by your balloon. I get it. That thing may look lighter than air, but it weighs a few 100 pounds, right? Well, the president attacked you from the roof. You had to think quickly in order to protect yourself. The method you chose? Landing the balloon right on top of him. You didn't need to let him ride on that balloon. He didn't need to coerce you into taking it. Because what you took away was his dead body.
Objection!
Wait a minute now, Miles. What you're saying is true. The president would have been killed 2 nights ago. Which would mean the time of death recorded in the autopsy was wrong.
What? Wow, you're really losing your touch. Look again, it's written right there. Time of death, April 5th at approximately 11 p.m. Clear as day.
Ugh. April 5th? It was yesterday, which means...
Exactly. It means he died when the Torosaurus head fell off of that roof. Alright, Sean, it's time to be honest with us all. You know it's the right thing to do. You killed your daddy, didn't you? You hated him, didn't you? We get it, who wouldn't? He just left you. What kind of father would do that?
No, that what happened. And he told you I didn't know it was until today.
Oh, but you did know, because I told you myself.
God, my theory really have been so wide of the mark.
Kind of? I want to thank you once again, Miles. You honored Winter and Lagarde until their crimes were finally exposed. I'm running them both, ruining them both. Yeah, I'm gonna get my revenge. Gotta love those powers of deduction.
I mean, do we though? Do we though? As much as we do, I guess, but like, allegedly, assumingly, for whatever it's worth.
The time of death matched up, everything else would fit. So, could he possibly have cheated the time of death somehow? Oh, what was the other guy's name again? Carmelo Gusteau? You ran him down for me. That's some great work you did there. Oh, it's Gusteau. The I-7 incident. He killed Frost and froze his body in order to conceal it. As Gusteau needed to freeze Mr. Frost's body in order to conserve the time of death. They determined that the murder occurred during the afternoon tea, who would have been an obvious suspect.
Bingo!
I wish I could have been there to see his downfall too.
You say that? He was your father.
So scary. The guard just keeps asking and asking about what happened that day. Where are you, Dad? Will you come to get me, please? I need you to come take me away. Guess I broke my promise. I didn't show up in time to help you taste your work.
There was no father. Left me all on my own. What kind of person would do that? We may have shared the same blood, but that's it. Father, what a joke. You may not want to hear this, Mr. Saint. You share more than blood. Hate him all you like, but you're more like your father than you know. What's that supposed to mean? It can be strange sometimes. This was no coincidence. You and your father were the same, even in the methods you chose. You deliberately threw over the time of death just as he did.
That's right, we had to rescue from warehouse refrigerator unit by the harbor.
Refrigeration unit from depot. I threw over the time of death. And how would I do that exactly? Hiding the president's body in a very specific place.
Sunshine Depot. There it is.
You needed to keep the body cool somewhere. And you also needed someone to keep Sean. Who knew that the two were connected? Talking about the kidnapping again? Why are we bringing that up now? Because much as you may wish we had forgotten, we know that you kept Sean in a refrigeration unit. Same refrigeration unit in which you kept the president's body. Just as your father froze the body was trying to conceal 18 years ago. What? You're saying I'm the same as him? The same as the animal who abandoned me? Sad irony, but an undeniable truth nonetheless. Shut up! I'm nothing like him! I can never be like him! Nothing to do with me! We're nothing alike! Sorry, kiddo, but I think it's pretty clear that you and old Gusteau have more than just a little in common. You even told us you didn't like sweet stuff way back when you first met, right? If that's not a product of your daddy issues, I don't know what is.
You don't understand.
You may have tried to disown your father, but he lives in on and everything you do. You think the same way. And you were every bit as prepared as he was to sacrifice others in order to protect yourself. Your crimes or even exposed in the same manner. It couldn't be more similar.
What should I say? I don't know anything about a refrigeration unit. The kidnapping, nothing to do with me.
Objection!
Nonsense! You did it so you could blackmail Judge Cavell. We know for a fact you were involved.
Objection!
A real danger to be around, you know that, Miles? What aren't you going to accuse me of? It changes nothing. You still don't have any proof or incitement of kidnapping, of anything. Oh, wait, are you planning on maybe fabricating something to leave out of your winter playbook?
Never. I would never do that. Let myself rise to provocation.
What was the line? No matter what happens, we must find the truth. Something like that? I don't know the truth suits you, huh? So luck keeps people down, is it? Why, I had to get my revenge myself. I got away with it. I got away with it all. The guard, winner, and now you. None of you can touch me.
This is bad, Mr. Edgeworth. Is there anything we can do?
Big points to this man being our culprit. We need evidence, even just one piece.
All right, it's been fun, but it's time we brought this little show to an end, don't you think? Stick around for the main event, though, won't you? I will let you in free. If you'll finally admit defeat.
Hold it. I'm holding. We're holding. We're holding.
Who was that?
Gumshoe! Sorry to keep you waiting, sir.
Tommy, where have you been?
I'm gonna do my job, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me. And Detective Gumshoe, do you have anything to report? I'd love to look into a few things real quick, sir. About the refrigeration unit where the kid was kept. It was registered to the Berry Baked Circus, just like as you said.
And there it is, just in the nick of time.
Excellent work, Detective. When was the saint?
Must have been some kind of mistake. What a circus need a refrigeration unit?
A valid question, I suppose. But we're no expert on the circus trade. Perhaps we could ask a department manager for thoughts on the matter. Well, Miss Berry?
We do hire units to store all the food for the animals. I don't know where it is. I leave all that to Simeon. He's so good at that kind of thing. You fool! Hey, Simeon, you scared me.
Such a shame. But rushing to find a solution after the fact so often leads to mistakes. You know that if the body was found in the unit, the suspicion would fall on you. So you panicked and moved it to the grounds of the big building instead. But you weren't counting on Sean being found in the unit when you kidnapped him. If only you'd known you were up against a great thief and an even greater detective. Is everything all right? You're looking a little pale.
I don't think you've won just yet, Miles. You're missing proof for the most important part of your little theory.
I am. Perhaps you could enlighten us.
You don't have any evidence that I crushed the President Baker with that balloon. And I know you don't, because there isn't any.
I'm afraid there is.
What?
It's the same murder the victim as we think. There should be traces of your misdeeds on this piece of evidence. Traces of his misdeeds on this piece of evidence. Its horn is chipped off. Is that it? Is that the idea? I'm assuming that's the idea, right? Like we have to, or is there something else that I'm not getting? Because it would make sense, right? Oh, wait. Recover from atop his body by Sean. What if there's still flower dust on it?
right? So there's the balloon on the balloon. And as of the balloon basket should turn up the evidence we need.
A balloon again! We'd have your bullet hole. What else do you expect to find? We expect to find plenty, actually. Is that right, Mr. Edward? There's truth to be found that he'll find it. He's a hero of justice.
He sure is. We'll find something for sure. Shedward's got no way at tighter spots than this one. When they say, we believe it. What they said, we believe in you, Mazzarino. And so does your pop. He's looking down on you right now. I know he is.
Just stay calm and cease this till the end, Miles Edward. A perfect victory is only moments away.
The president's body double was killed by the balloon. Trace of a certain substance will prove that. And you, Simeon Saint, will pay for your crimes at last.
I'm looking forward to this. Time to wrap up the mysteries of past and present once and for all.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, deal the final blow to this unforgivably wicked man. Last piece of evidence will prove your guilt beyond a doubt. Find the balloon if it was used to crush the president. This, right?
Take that!
The flowers. When Sean found the president's body, he also found a bouquet of lion lilies. Lion lilies, symbol of the connection between parent and child. Popular flower back in Jiangfa.
That's your proof? A bunch of flowers that will be rotting at the dump by now? A bunch of flowers that Sean threw away? So much for your beautiful symbol of parental connection. It's got nothing to do with any of this.
Ignore him, Sean. You threw those flowers away, that much is true. Well, the bond they represented remains as strong as it ever was. The president held on to them until the last, an act which provided us with our final piece of evidence. Why, what are you talking about? The flowers Sean disposed of had been squashed flat. They must have been crushed by the balloon. If we examine the basket for traces of lion lily pollen, what do you think we might find?
No, you don't need to do that. You looked over the basket just now. If there was pollen stuck to it, you would have seen it. The flowers are bright yellow.
Not all evidence is visible to the naked eye, Mr. Saint. Emma?
Yeah?
I'd like to call on your scientific skills once again, if you don't mind.
Leave it to me. All right, let's take a look at this balloon basket, shall we? I got something. Bright yellow pollen, just like you said. They're the same flowers. It'll take more than another quick test to prove it. What?
And there we have it. You murdered the president, and this murder you carried out yourself.
No, how could this...
You crushed the president with that balloon. And you loaded his body onto the basket and took him into the refrigeration unit.
Well, why?
I got into trouble for moving the body. Because he knew another incident was scheduled to occur that same evening.
Oh, Rosie Ringer's murder.
Exactly. If I left the body there, it would have interfered with his other plans.
I get it. He couldn't leave the body in the refrigeration unit for too long either, right?
Indeed not. So I returned into the big building to drop the body off again the following night. You must have observed the fire Sean caused and the Taurus head falling as a result. That's what gave you the idea, wasn't it? To frame Sean for the murder.
And it seems the falling head was what killed him so that my son would take the blame. Despicable coward!
In order to achieve your aim, you lowered the president's body from the balloon to the lot below, while he was dangling from the rope you used. He was caught on Sean's rehearsal tape.
No! How did you see through it all? How? How?
You manipulated people, and you manipulated this case, just as you manipulate animals on stage. You thought you were all powerful, but your reign is at an end.
Almost like they're mad with you, Simeon. Even Money and Isaiah. Thought you were their friend, but you're not. They're sad and mad all at the same time. Stop it. Stop looking at me like that.
Perhaps they will. You finally stop clowning around. You're not cut out for comedy.
Your tale is destined to end with a whimper.
Get away from me! Get away from me! Leave me alone! Dad, where are you? I'm so scared. I know what you're talking about. There's nothing wrong, nothing. I'm not the bad one, they are. Why, Bronco? Why did you stop me from going to see my dad? Well, none of them did what they did. I wouldn't have to. I couldn't trust the police. Couldn't trust anybody. I was all alone with nobody to help me. But Manny, he helped me. Hey, this is the only one who ever helped me. What if I used people I had to? That's so wrong. No, leave me alone. Leave me alone. About the hurts.
Yep. Getting assaulted by everyone. Destruction by death by circus. Seems the game is up at last. The killer! Mr. Edgeworth, may I be the first to congratulate you. You have unmasked the person behind this entire sorry affair. Now, I am free to. No! Guns are so clumsy to define. I don't have a gun. Please, I know that you're carrying one. You were just about to draw it. Stolen from the president after murdering him. This gentleman betrayed a bond of trust. He knew the so-called president was an imposter, yet he employed me to kill him nonetheless. There's nothing more dangerous for an assassin than to be lied to about the nature of one's target. If one does not know what cards one's opponent is holding, one can be very unpleasantly surprised. But that was not your true crime. No, you could deceive me, manipulate me. That is the crime for which you are about to pay. Oh! What? You. It's been a while, the killer. Step aside, Guinness. That man is my target. I would politely ask that you call off this particular job. You'll pay for his crimes, but the breath, not the at the end of your blade. And if I refuse, let us just say that I must not take the loss of the one life that I ever saved too well. You save a life, body harm a case, the blind butcher himself. Preposterous, I know. But yes, I who have taken so many lives, once chose to preserve one, that of an innocent young pup. And he in his turn saved mine. Something of a bond formed between us. Laugh how you like. I know I would. But I would respectfully request that you spare him. As one professional to another, I ask that you let this particular target live. Very well. The boy must mean a lot to you. Thank you. I am in your debt. You need not thank me. I simply see little point in the two of us killing one another. Now then, I bid you all good day.
Now get back here!
You have my thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. This young pup needed to be shown the error of his ways. And you have done just that. Alright. I suppose we better be getting back. Our ironclad enclosure awaits. Doesn't it, him? Yes. Yes, it does. Alden? Oh. Hello.
You killed my dad, didn't you, old man?
I will not lie. I did. My victims deserve to be remembered at the very least. But I sense a great hatred for me from you on Pop. In that case,
Sean, no!
you must have thought a little one. Here, you may use my knife. Take it and cut my throat. One sure slice is all it takes. I was growing rather tired of carving my little statues anyway.
I want revenge. I want it so badly. Sean, don't do it! Please, Sean! I beg of you! At least, I did until just now. Would have done anything to make you pay, no matter how long it took.
I hope I should make those who have wronged you pay. It'll make you feel so good. Trust me. All the pain, all the suffering, it all goes away. It drowns it all out, numbs it.
Maybe it does. Listening to you, I thought maybe that's what I wanted.
Sean!
It's not just about me. Say I got my revenge. How does that help anybody else? If I become a murderer, my mom suffered 10 times more than I ever would. So would all the people I work with. They're counting on me. And they worry about me.
Thoughtful words indeed, one.
Yeah? Well, I get it. I'll never forgive you. I shouldn't be the one who gets to punish you. That's what these guys are for. And Mom, Prosecutor, people like that. Sean. Wow. Maybe young Sean, but you're way wiser than I'll ever be.
At least consider trying to better yourself, okay?
Very well. Then I suppose we'll be on our way. With me, young pup.
On our way? To where?
What else? To the prison. Our home.
Our home.
Sounds about right. But with that, the case came to an end. A case that had dragged so many people into its orbit. But as for me, there was one last thing I had to do. There's one more. 2:54 p.m. Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence. Chamber.
Have to be waiting, Mr. Edgeworth.
What's the big idea, big guy? Want to tell us what we're doing here?
Yeah?
Mr. Edgeworth. Your request has been processed and approved.
Huh? Yo, what now?
I've asked for my prosecutor's badge to be reinstated. I'm returning it. This day forth, I'm a prosecutor no longer.
Still can't believe you did that for me.
A certain man once said, to be an attorney is to be a defendant's most trusted ally, and that by believing your client, the truth will make itself known. A man's image has been forever burned into my memory, strongly as the vision of my father fighting in the courtroom.
Good old Gregory.
Well, that's his and my father's path. Mine lies elsewhere.
Mr. Edgeworth.
My path is that of the prosecutor. It always was.
Well, and I guess that's that.
I'm sorry.
No, I dig it. And besides, I can tell by that look in your eye that your mind's made up.
It is.
All right then. Looks like our work together is diddly done. Just don't go grind old lady if you change your mind. This club's now closed to new members.
I understand.
Hey, Master. Care to tell me why at least? I could be so dead set on popping the old prosecutor's hat back on.
No one's asked me something, Panda.
Going to keep fighting crime as a prosecutor or help people as an attorney? Something tells me you've got a big decision ahead of you. Only you can answer.
I've been thinking about that question ever since. About how I mean to live my life. And now that this case is over, I think I finally know the answer. I'm going to help people as a prosecutor.
But can't you also do that as an attorney?
Look at it this way. Damien Saint was also a victim of sorts. He lost his only parent all those years ago. And with him, his ability to believe, in a just world. I know how that feels. To lose somebody so important to you. To lose faith in everything. To doubt everything. And be utterly alone. To fight and fight and fight. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I make that my policy. But I was lucky. Nobody was kind enough to save me from myself. Mr. Saint had nobody. He had no faith in the law. He felt that seeking revenge himself was the only option. But I doubt even you imagine that the body double would have go ever so far as to co-opt our country's police.
No, I sure did it. As long as Wiener was around, no evidence was ever going to stand. Even nearly managed to ruin things this morning. The guard almost got away with it again.
I want to help people like him.
And how do you plan to do that?
If we had been able to rely upon the law, none of this would have happened.
Chairman Winter made a mockery of justice and in so doing, drove Mr. Saint away from seeking it. The law is only as good as its practitioners. It can be a shield that keeps the people safe from harm, or a sword wielded to wound them. Just one among many of the law's great contradictions.
You can say that again. Yep, it's what we folks in the trade like to call a legal contradiction. Law is far from perfect.
But one cannot solve such contradictions in the law without engaging with it. I don't think an attorney could have saved Mr. Saint. But a prosecutor, a custodian of the law, I think perhaps they could have. I plan to take up my badge again and confront those contradictions at every turn.
Very Mazzarino. I like it. You know, won't be easy breezy though, right? Fighting the law itself, it's lawyering on hard mode.
I understand that, but somebody has to do it.
Oh, I don't doubt that. If it has to be anybody, it should be you. Laws are like people, I guess. They both gotta grow and change, adapt or perish, am I right? You're going to smash this. I just know it. After all, you're Gregory's boy through and through.
Aw.
There's one thing that man did not know how to do. It's to give up. Eyes on the prize and straight until sunset. That was his motto. You know what? I saw that same determination on your face the second you mentioned taking up prosecuting again. You know, it's really grown and changed. Hate to be a great big cheese ball, but you. I only wish your dad was here to see it. He'd be proud as all get out.
Bender, thank you.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, if we're ready to begin, we can get the ceremony underway.
Please.
By the power vested in me by the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence, I, Verity Gavel, do hereby in the sight of the Almighty Goddess, reinstate Miles Edgeworth as a servant of the law.
Try to keep in pockets.
Data reinstated, baby!
The prosecutor's badge is great for the number of its own on the back. Numbers. They're not humans on the inside like everyone else. Anyway.
Alright, you're a prosecutor again!
Best news I heard all week, sir. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, I got a skit. Your pop's going to want to know what his kid just signed up for the opposition the second time.
Thank you again, Bender. For everything.
Don't thank me yet. The next time you see me could be across the courtroom. And this face is a whole lot less roguishly charming when it's not on your side of the aisle.
I would relish the opportunity to face an attorney trained by my father. Of that day comes very soon.
Alrighty, Bender out.
Welcome back into the fold, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Thank you, Judge Cavell. I owe you more than I can say. You do. You strove to right the wrongs of the committee from the inside. That must have been a lonely battle, indeed.
Not at all. I was never truly alone.
That's right. You got the goddess of justice on your side.
Thank you for teaching me that it's possible to fight in such a way. The contradictions within the committee are like those within the legal system itself. If we aren't able to overcome them, the real truth will forever evade us. I have you to thank for teaching me that, and for setting me on this path.
I again, generosity.
Well, I hereby swear to confront the contradictions that affect the law, and to overcome them.
And I thank you for your commitment to that cause, as does the Almighty Goddess. I truly believe that such efforts are necessary in order for the law to grow and improve.
I will look forward to seeing you in the courtroom again soon.
As will I. You did not see the best of me when I last oversaw a trial. The next time will be different. I will show you what it means to serve justice with a true impartiality.
Judge Cavell,
I had to go and get groceries and merch. No worries.
I don't mean to call your motivation into question,
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
but to my mind, the ideal judge is not wholly impartial. The ideal judge is human. Even in the courtroom, they laugh, they cry, they rage, they smile. Then when all is said and done, they pass down a judgment based on that very humanity.
God, so sappy. I'm not crying, you are. Shut up.
I'm not sure exactly how to put this. While perfection isn't always the loftiest of ideals, but it's certainly not the only thing to strive for. Forgive me. This is my opinion. Nothing more.
You're right, of course. There are other ways. I thank you for sharing your insights. Mr. Edgeworth, there's another reason I was never truly alone during my long struggle against Chairman Winter. Someone else was with me. Someone other than the goddess.
Of course, Sean.
This clipping gave me more courage than words can express. Simply having it near gave me hope. No matter how hard things get, no matter how formidable one's opponent, when we feel that we are not alone, we can keep going no matter how hard the road ahead. Mistakes have been made, but we must fix them. For Sean's sake, more than anyone's.
Like the mistakes made in the incident in which his father died.
So you see, there is something more important, even to me, than the words of the goddess. Though it may anger her to hear me say such things.
So that was your secret weapon all along. The strength of your bond with your son.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps I should not strive for an unachievable perfection, but I must grow. As a servant of the law and as a mother. But I believe above all else.
I see. Seems that we both have plenty still yet to learn.
Indeed, we are neither of us perfect yet. Let us continue along our chosen paths and continue to go as we tread them. Until we meet again. I will look forward to that day. May the goddess watch over you as you embark upon this next step of your journey.
Aw. We never saw her again. She was hot. I miss her already. No.
I lost the title of prosecutor, but now I have it regained. And in doing so, I've seen a new way forward, a new path of justice. And I'm determined to follow that path until it finally leads to the truth. No matter how hard it might be, no matter what obstacles might stare, woe betide anybody who stands in my way. Wherever they may be, whatever they might say, I will lift up my voice and shout, "Objection!"
Hey, we did it. The finale has been cleared. Yeah. We'll let ourselves next, huh?
Wat is er dan? Knuckle Well, Joe dang it. These are soccer trade. A better better. You just hand that stuff over. Not even your dang apprentice.
Sorry, Chief. Guess I still got a whole bunch to learn, huh? Well, all right then. Better go track some bleeds of my own self.
This is Barry. You got a jump. Before you move the down, little babe. Man, yeah, what kind of leads up there leads might be? Huh? But, Steve, you... Come on now, pretty much you're out of the radar. Can't hold out the ball.
Ooh, come on, Chief, that's cold.
Yeah. We did? Yeah, no. Great game. Lovely. Got me tearing up a lot, both with Winter's story and with Gavel's story. Simeon's, it was fine, I guess. It was all right. It was there. But, you know, I believe they're great stories, great characters. Like, granted, mind you, this is built up off of, like, the actual proper, what's the word? This is actual proper, like, translation. Because, like, most people that knew of this game have known it off of, like, the fanlation that was, like, online and stuff, right? So, officially, we haven't had, whatever else not, with the other things, right? So, for example, Verity's name was, in fact, in the fanlations, apparently, what's the word? Verity's name was Courtney, as in court law. I don't know. I don't remember the full. Wait, hold on. Ace investigation. Let me just look it up. Ace attorney, Courtney. Justine Courtney. So the fanlation version, which basically is now Verity Gavel. Or like Eustace's name wasn't Winner, it was just the best. Literally words DA best. And all that good stuff. Ah yes, we know, saw it. You're a bitch. Yeah, no, it was so like the translation for those were not like probably ideal. So maybe things like story-wise were not the greatest either. But with the fact that we got this version now that's like probably translated, the story writing has gone advanced because they've gotten off onto story writing and translations. Granted, it was this is like an old game technically because of the investigations updates, right? So the story already technically existed. It's just they probably translated into English, and I feel like it's doing its justice, right? I feel like some things were a little bit here and there and back and forth, but like it's a great game. So story-wise, great game. Will say though, couple of scenarios, maybe a little bullshit, because like it has so many options to be able to present something in it that like you gotta think backwards too many times before you can think forwards. Like you can find a clear contradiction to something, and other times you can't really because there's multiple possibilities. Because like, especially if you know what's supposed to happen, or more or less, like or what you can figure out, like. The idea of like him crushing him with a balloon the moment the balloon was put into it to play, yeah, it was immediately on it. But like, we couldn't go straight up onto it because we needed to prove other stuff in between, right? So yeah, no, it makes sense. I thought he crushed him like down to the bottom, but not immediately up the top. But like, hey, we'll get to it when we get to it. But yeah. Oh yeah, Judy Bound, Tangaroa. Always waiting for Judy to come visit you every day, just like you and Eddie did when I was in here. So much to thank him and Cedric for. Hopefully it means that new game is being worked on, because they've all been localized now, right? Now, all of them have been properly localized, yes. So... yeah, it first took them to localize Great Ace Attorney and Great Ace Attorney 2, or the Dagyakuten Saiban ones. Because those were, fun fact, actually 3DS exclusive, but only exclusive for Japan, because for some reason they didn't want to translate it into English for any reason or whatever. I don't get it. Maybe it's because of localization, because I think it was still in a time period where they wanted to Japanifornia everything. So, like, the idea of a Japanese lawyer in their English land, or a lawyer from Japan traveling to England to do things there, was still maybe a little bit debacle for it. So maybe that's why they didn't translate in the first place. But nowadays, it's a lot more accepted. So like everyone Matter of fact, like since the lockdown scenarios that have happened, like Japan has been so much more welcome. Or Japanese culture in general, or maybe like other cultures in general, you know? So it's great to know and great to have all in all. Especially with like everything else that happened in between and what else not. But yeah. Characters, Larry, suck a dick, as always, but hey. But yeah, you know, love Verity, very attractive, very great, very wonderful. If there is anything, and I mean absolutely anything, that I would wish to see in any new Ace Attorney game, maybe Phoenix Wright, or even Miles Edgeworth, or anything of the sort, right? I want to see a possibility of maybe Verity appearing somewhat. But like, if there's one thing that I really, really hope to see in a next Ace Attorney game is older Franziska, right? She's great. She's cool. Amazing character, like, even in this game. But the fact that we haven't seen anything of Franziska, we've heard tidbits of her, like, in the modern games, of, like, the 3DS games and such. The 3DS games gave us fucking, what's the word? We had Edgeworth in the 3DS game so many times, because we had Edgeworth in Dual Destinies. We had Edgeworth join us kind of in Spirit of Justice. And if we even include Professor Layton, Edgeworth still had a working model at the end of the game, at the end of everything. Edgeworth did in fact exist in there. And it was, you know, it happened. So, you know, but like all the things considered, yeah, no, I want a modernized Franziska to return. Like, I don't know, give her longer hair, make her like more, I don't fucking know, make her Mia shaped or some shit, right? Make her like a little bit more lax with her whip and whatever else not. Like, give her some slightly longer hair, somewhat flowy over her, like over shoulder. Like, give her a braid to put over her shoulder, right? She can keep her whip, I guess. I don't know, give her a husband, you know? Like, give her a reason to, like, have hung up the whip a little bit more. Like, I know currently she worked with Interpol, but, like, she's still, to some extent, a prosecutor nonetheless. So she has things here and there and everywhere that she's working towards and on. But, like, maybe she has already finished all her tasks with the smuggling ring, because, like, in this case, she kind of technically did, right? So that's been taken care of. So, like, she can maybe, like, set it back down, go back to normal prosecuting, the same way Edgeworth did, maybe mellow out, meet someone. I don't know. Like, you know what would be funny? You know what would be funny? The scenario that they did of giving Franziska a husband, her husband being a defense attorney themselves, right? Don't make them like someone like a playable character for some reason. It's just like they exist for they exist to like help Franziska mellow out a little bit, or like help her put her back down, like off her nerves or off her anger or something. Like, I like cute moments like that, you know? Like, we know people can get married. We've seen husbands and wives here. We've seen fucking children being made. Not directly, obviously, but we got, like, Trucy. We got Apollo being a baby with his father and technically his mother. We know they exist. They begged. They made Apollo. Why has it been two separate, so many different separate side stories? I don't know. Who knows? Who never... You know? Like, for example, like, fucking... By technicality... okay, granted, this is, like, widowing, I guess? Because from what I understand with, like, Apollo's story is, like, he had his dad, right? His dad died in a fire in his last moments in Korean. Then later on, his mom, like, joined, like, a wizard troop, or joined back with the wizard troops, and there she got together with, like, Trucy's dad, where they had Trucy together. But Apollo was, like, in Korean with, was it Dirk? You know? Oh, wait, no! I went on the winner thing, told everybody to stop calling me that. Because I didn't win. My dad did it all for me. I'm going to start again from scratch. Won't let what he did ruin everything. And pretty soon I'll be better than him. Better than Edgeworth, so watch out! Generosity, thank you for the bits. Good lordy. Very generous of you as well. Goodness gracious. But yeah, no, it'd be a fun idea, you know? I don't know. I just want to see good stuff happening for Franziska. You know, I want her to come back. I want her to mellow out. I want her to, like, settle down with whatever else and all things here and there. I want good things for her, you know? And with the same fact with, like, set down on the side. What's the word? Now it's just outside. What's the word? I was going to say something, but I got distracted by sound effects. Wait. I was talking about, yeah, giving Franziska a good moment. Because we haven't seen her in a while. We've only seen Edgeworth's time skip, right? We've only seen Edgeworth's time skip scenario. Godot's dead. As far as I'm aware, Godot is dead, even though he's an amazing character, but I do not expect him to return at any point in time. Because as far as I'm aware, he has bled out a little bit, or like he has gone back to a coma, or who knows about what arrow is there or not. But we know Franziska's alive. We know Franziska should be well. So where is our updated Franziska von Karma model, dude? Like, I want to see it. I want to see big old adult Franziska in her 30s. Like, side to side next to Edgeworth and fucking Phoenix. Because, like, in the original games, when we saw Franziska, like, Phoenix was, like, barely, like, 25, 24? Same as Edgeworth? Well, Edgeworth here right now is also 25, right? So, like, Franziska would be somewhere around in her 30s. Or 20-something. Another 100 bits! Thank you for the 100 bits, generosity. Goodness gracious. You're living up to your name, it seems. Or that, or you're trying to get the #1 ranking for no reason. I mean, all the more power for you, but like, hey. But yeah, so like, yeah. Like I could see her like rocking a braid over the shoulder, like the. I know it sounds bad, but like the doomed mother trope in fucking anime, you know the one, right? Like the same one that I kind of have right now. I'm not a mother, but like it's the same kind of ponytail, but like with like a little bit longer hair, but like I don't know, if she goes into prosecuting, she maybe brings out the whip once again. Who knows? I don't. Anyway, post credits. April 8th, 4:17 p.m. Prosecutor's building, High Prosecutor's office.
Whew. Been a busy few days, huh, sir?
Unbelievably so. But it's so many important cases all come along at once.
Never a dull moment when I'm around. Guess I'm just lucky that way.
Wait, so all that stuff happened because of you?
No, Gummy, how could you say that?
And yet, I don't think the good detective is entirely wrong.
Congrats on the affiliate. Thank you. I'm very happy. Although I'm still not proud of the fact that all of this happened because of me not understanding how that actually worked, and the fact that no one actually told me how it's supposed to work. Oops. Anyway.
And yet, I don't think the good detective is entirely wrong. Well, Kay, what now? Will you be returning to your thieving practice?
Yeah, good question.
What? You're not sure?
How can I put this? I guess I feel like I've been trying to follow my father's footsteps this whole time, you know? Trying to become a great thief just like he was.
The Yatagarasu. Or a Yatagarasu, at least.
But watching how this panned out for you, Mr. Edgeworth, it got me thinking that maybe I need to get out from under his shadow. Live my own life, too. Just like how you decided not to do the whole attorney thing. It's time to make our own fate.
He's right. After all, nothing thrives in the shade.
I'm going to be my own hero.
That sounds like an admirable plan indeed.
I'll be giving up the name, though. Can't not be the Yatagarasu, right?
Whatever name you pick, always be K to us, Kay. You always be a hero.
Aw, thanks, Gummy. Always be my Gummy, too.
You bet I will. I'll be doing my detective thing just as hard as always. I'll be counting on you, sir.
Yes, and I'll be counting on you too, Detective. Just as I've been counting on you these last few days. You've helped us out too many times to mention. I think your next salary review may come as a pleasant surprise.
Huh?
Huh?
Wait, you mean...
What's the matter? I'm saying I'll see to it that you get paid a little more, Detective.
You will? This is unbelievable, sir.
No way! Go Gummy!
It's like a dream come true. I can finally leave the instant noodle life behind.
Don't think I'll be letting you rest on your laurels. Your work won't be getting any easier. I hope you understand that.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. I'll give you everything I got. Just you wait and see.
Phantom Judge Gravel set me on a new path in life. A path on which I will face every contradiction that the law has to present. A path on whose end lies the ultimate truth. But can I really do this? I'll need to give it some serious thought. It certainly won't be easy. Nonetheless,
A sub even. My goodness. Generosity, thank you for the sub. Good to have you. Cheers.
Mr. Edgeworth, there's another reason I was never truly alone during my long struggle against the German winter. Someone else was with me. Someone other than the goddess.
We saw this not too long ago. It gave more courage than words can express. Yes, simply having it near gave me the hope. I think I want to start the OG trilogy today. This has been a fun watch. I mean, hey, go for it, dog. Like, all the more power to you. The original Ace Attorney trilogy is still an amazing gem, all things considered. I will say, though, the one downside that I have... Well, okay, no. No, this hasn't happened in the trilogy. This is specifically in the Apollo Justice trilogy, where they did update his Phoenix's objection scream to the Dual Destinies one. Or, like, objection, hold in, and all that. So, starting from Apollo Justice in the remakes, it is the Dual Destinies and onward. I mean, it's... Well, okay, no issue with that. Like, no duh. But it's just like, if you ever finish the original trilogy and you get to Apollo Justice, then, like, yeah. It might come as a shocker. I see. Yeah. But all things considered, yeah, no. Games are great. Games are lovely. Games are fun. Do be prepared. They do last a while. Because, like, yeah, it's cases. You have to, like, puzzle through it. You have to investigate a lot. You have to, like, figure things out. Puzzle things, like, to the truth and whatnot. You might sometimes come across a hurdle, but, like, you have to try to think through it. Think outside the box. Good old understanding. You know?
we feel that we're not alone. We can keep going no matter how hard the road ahead. It was your secret weapon all along. The strength of your bond with your son. The strength of my bonds.
Oh, I almost forgot!
What? What is it?
I was trying to find the other members from my Yatagarasu team, right?
I do vaguely remember something about that.
I haven't even found a single one. We're going to be unstoppable on a quest to seal the truth. So much for that, little pipe dream.
You're kidding, right? You already have a team. Team that can solve any case in the world. A case that can solve any case. A team that can solve any case the world cares to throw at it.
That was a weird sentence to read.
Huh. Yeah, I guess I do. The prosecutor, the detective, and the great thief. Between the three of us, we can hunt down the truth. Put it in handcuffs and steal it once and for all.
I can't help feeling a little sorry for the truth. In that case,
As long as the three of us stick together, we got nothing to fear. Right, Mr. Edgeworth?
indeed, nothing at all. My father followed his own path, right to the end. And now I follow a path of my own making too. But not alone. I have some colorful companions to help me. As long as they're beside me, I won't lose my way. There's a new path, but a new me. And I'll be walking it as a prosecutor, not an attorney. My father's path and mine are different. But they're not as separate as they may seem. Though the routes differ, the destination is the same. Because, of course, both end at the truth.
Hey, that nice. I just realized Edward is weirdly rectangular in the face. Goodness. I don't know why. The end. Turnabout for the ages awarded. I don't have all the achievements, but like, hey, we basically got there. Gallery. A well-worn organizer awarded. Wikipedia accolades is for the achievements. For unlocking everything in the gallery, I need to examine the side gate twice to see a familiar face in Ace Attorney 2. Yeah, so that's one thing I need to do. That's one thing I need to do. Both the sword and the shield on the Prima-Due statue with Agent Lang in that part. Examine the signpost at the left hand of the Spectre area. Okay, that's definitely something to do eventually. We're saying the worst thing possible to use this during his mind chess match in Ace Attorney Investigation 2 PG episode 5. Yeah, that's an achievement and a half. Would you ever want to do this? Fuck no. I mean, they're short and easy to do, so you know, why not? It's doable, it's possible, it's feasible. I'm pretty sure to get these remaining few achievements is like 2 more things to do, and then you're good. But yeah, you know, being awarded all other accolades. Miles Edgeworth, Ace Investigator. Am I gonna grab them? No, probably not. But yeah, you know, it's great. It's very great, very fun, very lovely. Yeah, poor Eustace. Anyway, character compendium, prosecutors. Verity! Baby girl! Anyway. Look at her. Look at this queen. Look at this gorgeous motherfucker. Anyway. Right. Yeah, we finished the game, so like we're just as well off to call it a day here. Because like starting anything new like would be a little late on that, and like we wouldn't have a lot of time to like get properly into it. So yeah, no, I accomplished what I wanted to stream. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining me. It was fun, it was great, it was dandy. At the current moment, I do not have anything specific that I have planned for the future because I'm doing... It was a fun stream? It was indeed. I do not know what I'm going to be planning to do going forward. Because now that I finished Ace Attorney, I've basically gone with investigations. I could play the other Ace Attorney games, right? Like the original trilogy, the Apollo Justice trilogy, the fucking Layton games, which... Or, well, the Ace Attorney X Layton game, which, ironically, I do have. I've returned. You've returned right at the end. Goodies. Hold on. Let me just swap to... Oh, right. Maybe it might be an idea to, like, swap away from the titty jiggles. I mean, what? What are you talking about? No, I've not done that. Anyway, hi. Hi, we're here now. I just wanted to. Fair. But, yes. We're basically more or less calling it here because I've finished the game, got it, reached the ending, and everything else. I was looking for a long time to make my rounds. Fair. But yeah, I do not expect myself to be going... Oh, hi, Sarah as well here. Hi. Everyone's coming by right at the end. Jesus Christ. Yay! Anyway, but yeah. Going after the Ace Attorney games is going to be a little bit off because, like, I've already experienced them myself properly. And I'm fairly familiar with like all the cases and all the stuff in between. So going through them myself now would not be handy, right? It won't be ideal. It won't be very convenient. Maps, thank you for the 100 bits. Jesus Christ. Stop being generous. Save shit for yourself. My goodness. I do not have an image to... Oh, God. Twitch is crashing because... Everything's breaking because I don't have like proper fucking notifications for everything else. I don't have proper notification for bits. Jesus. I'll get bitted. I got bited. Yeah. But yeah, no. For how we're gonna do for this, right? I'm definitely going to try to see something towards the future. There is a plans of joining in someone's work on your shit. I definitely will try. I will eventually be planning to join someone in August for their affiliate anniversary, I think, or stream anniversary. I don't know, one or the other. It's just something special they're going to be doing. There's going to be a buddy theme, so expect this Fugi to turn into the same thing that I have with my maid Fugi, except buddy boy version. Bunny girl, buddy version. What? Don't worry about it. I don't know. It's a quirky thing they do. Don't think about it too much. It's part of the reason why my maid Fugi's like a little bit like that. So like it's a little scandalous. So you know. But that is that for that. But get to see some side hip. maybe not side hit, but like, I don't know, like man boobo or some shit. I don't know. I'll figure it out with the Lugia. I'll try not to make anything too scandalous, but like, we'll see. Yay! Anyway, divorced dad putting himself out there. Hell yeah, dude. Look, I'm proud of my looks, dude. I know how I look. I know how I feel. I know how I am. I know how I be. All right, back on track. ADHD is getting distracted of myself. Anyway, what's the word? We got that going in August. Period. Hell yeah. We got that going on eventually in August, like late August. We'll get to that eventually. One thing I will guarantee, jingle stop. One thing I will guarantee eventually. Verity's 26 only. I forgot about that. Jesus Christ. Francisco's 19 in this game. Good God. How old is Edworth? 26. Yeah, so the time skip in this case scenario, Francisco would be like 26 herself now. Yeah. Okay. No, sorry. But I know that in June, no, not June. It's already June. What am I talking about? In July, Black Flag is going to be coming out, like the racing, and I really do plan on playing that. So I will definitely be going on for that the moment that comes out, because I've already got it pre-ordered or pre-bought or pre-purchased on Steam. So we'll be having fun with that one because I like it a lot. I love Black Flag, and it's a game that I can like keep replaying as often as I can because I never properly finished it. But now I'm going to because it's fun and it's a little nostalgia. August, we'll see how that goes. We'll see when Persona 4 Revival comes out. We'll play that one as well. Black Flag is awesome. It's got all the achievements. Hell yeah, dude. But yeah, we'll be going through that. In the meantime, in between, hydration? All right, you know what? Fair. I don't have any proper hydration because I already finished my entire... Okay, well, I have a little bit of ice cream left. Hold on. Thank you for the hydration. Cheers! There. Cheers. Okay. We're planning on that. As for anything in between, I think I'll probably be just trying to stick to like doing my best to do as much content as I possibly can, right? Because I do have also something that I'm working in between, and I'm hoping to work towards as well, which I might also be paid for. It's assuming that I do good. I'm gonna give my 120% for that. So hey, all of my power to you. If you're in the Discord and you saw the notification for that, you know why, you know what it is, and what you know where it is. As for anything else, I do not know of any like actual like direct games that I could be playing like going onward into the future, right? Because like, of course, I want to join in on like cool hype games that are coming out and slowly releasing. Already doing that with Assassin's Creed. I'm slightly doing that with Final Fantasy, which we're gonna be continuing Final Fantasy as soon as we can as well. So we got Final Fantasy, we got maybe some gacha games. Although probably not. Most likely I'm just going to stick to Star Rail and like not touch anything else because having too many gacha games to focus on is going to be not ideal. We're going to be doing Danganronpa for the while that it comes, leading towards 2x2. By God, I hope it comes out on time because I don't want to skip over Danganronpa 2 just so we can get to Danganronpa 3 or anything else of the sort of value. Because like if imagine we go far enough into Danganronpa 3 that we get to the end of it, that 2x2 comes out and we're gonna jump over to 2 before we can get to the ending of 1 or of 3, which I don't think it's going to happen because we're just barely into chapter 2 of Ultra Despair Girls. So I think we still got a good amount of time, like a couple of most highly expected, like if assuming that from now forward I do get every Saturday available for myself for Luke and Zero, and in this case Mabs as well. That was a sentence. Yes, sure was. And with you also joining us eventually for the next one, assuming that Lucia's Fugi gets finished, or Lucia finishes your Fugi on time. Assuming that goes well, you'll be able to join us on Ultra Despair Girls and also maybe eventually into Danganronpa 2, which means we'll basically have like, I think 4 characters each to voice. think like with me and Zero maybe grabbing most of the men while you and Lukia do most of the women. We'll see. Who knows? We'll get to that when we get to that. But I will tell you, you will definitely enjoy Danganronpa 2 a lot. What else do we have? What else do we have? That makes sense to me, right? We got Danganronpa implants. We got Final Fantasy implants. We got Black Flag implants, but that's going to be in about like 3 weeks, give or take. Wait, let me just check the schedule properly for that. Ah, yes, Nicholas playing Trumpet of Souls. That's going to be in, little less than 3 weeks, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, a little bit less than 3 weeks, and that's when we get Black Flag, which maybe I'll have to like think about asking permission to be free on that period of time. Who knows? Maybe I'll do 2 12-hour streams back to back. Or I decide to make a full 24-hour stream, just like what I did with Pokemon for fuck all reason, because, Will I be exhausted? Who knows? Maybe. You don't tell me. We'll get to that when we get to that. But I've been chatting y'all's ears off long enough. Let me feel free to tell me, do we have anyone that we want to raid into right now? I guess we could raid into Nicholas, considering I saw him going along. No, we can raid into Zero, because they're playing Entry and Odyssey. I forgot. We could just do that. Right. Yeah, we're going to do that. Right. Everyone on YouTube's end, feel free to join us over on Twitch, because we're going to be raiding out, because sadly, YouTube does not have any of the... Zero has one of those voices for doing young men. Yeah, like young men, or like very cheeky, high-pitched voice guys, right? Like, so somewhere on the younger end, but like still kind of there. Somewhat. So keyword somewhat. Not doing voicing. Yeah. That's sure as it said. But yes, everyone on YouTube, thank you for joining me. It's fun as great as dandy. We're gonna raid over, take our raid on Twitch over towards Master Your Infinite. Thank you for joining me once again, and I will see you most likely. It's gonna be a little moment before I can probably tell you when we'll be able to see each other again for streams, because again, Saturday I am doing closing shift, so I won't be able to stream. Sunday I'm doing closing shift, so I won't be able to stream. And knowing life, I'm most likely going to be doing Monday a closing shift as well. So that's 3 closing shifts in a row after a no opening shift that I did today. But you know what? It's fine. It's dandy. I'll live through it. As long as I got some air conditioning in that fucking shop, I'll be fine, because the next days are going to be like 35 degrees and up. And I'm not happy with that, because this place is very humid, and that means everything is going to be very spicy. I can't breathe. Kind of thing. Right? Okay. Also, I love the fact that I'm looking at every now and again. I see some like random stream that is talking about Ace Attorney's Investigation 2, but like there's 20 hours testing for long stream tag. I don't get what they're doing. They're there, I guess. Okay. I've wasted enough time. We're going to be initiating our raid towards Zero. Take care, have fun, and I'll see you when I'll see you. Bye-bye!